Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 16, I think this is now, of Lost Judgment. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday. Sorry, just getting a little bit settled here. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. So what's on tap for today is where we left off last time. It was just outside Amasawa's office there for the MRC, and I said, well, we'll at least hear her out and see what she has to say. I've changed my mind. What we're going to do is go directly on to the main storyline, and that way when we do revisit Amasawa, we'll be able to pick up with exactly whatever we'll be able to hear her out on the new information that she has about the new school clubs and then pick up with them immediately. I feel like that makes a lot more sense than getting the introductory sequence for who these, what's going on, and then coming back in what might be several real-time days to pick up with that. Now, where we are off in the story, Yagami has, it's one of those like, oh man, it's late at night. Yagami has been hanging out with the kids and doing the motorcycle club, doing the skateboard club, gotten a lot done in and around the school. So I feel like we have a good sense of his, like, our headcanon being, it's time. Oh, are we going back to Kamurocho? What's our main objective? Hit the couch at Yagami Detective Agency. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm just remembering how we came to be here. It was like, oh, it's late, Yagami, you should go back to your office. And I said, nah, I'm going to drive to wherever it is, take a taxi all the way out to Ijincho and then spend 2 solid episodes hanging around there. So yeah, we got to go all the way back to Kamurocho and then we'll be able to take a nap. 500 yen. I think we can afford that. Yagami's actually burned off a tremendous amount of cash, which I like. When you reach a point in a game where you're like, geez, I have, like, this massive nest egg setup. Oh, hold on. We are going to do popularity because we actually don't know that many of the cats in Kamurocho. It's been a lot of time here. But it's like when you have so much money that you couldn't spend it all during your playthrough, even if you were incredibly frivolous about it, that feels like a missed opportunity and an unbalanced mechanic. It doesn't necessarily bother me, but it's like, that could have used another pass. Here, I like the fact that I was feeling that way, and then we found like, oh, Yagami has like motorcycle parts to buy and equipment for the robotics club. So he's got plenty of stuff to spend money on. All right, so this is Snowball, actually. I think we did meet him. Or her. Azric, thank you so much for the resubscription. And hello to you. I hope you continue to have a good weekend. I did see that you have tested negative for COVID and that any sort of lingering symptoms have passed, so you'll be back at work. It's a bummer that you have to go back to work, and I know that it was a sort of a rough week, but I'm very, very relieved that you are healthy. It's been a while. Huh? This is Snowball. I remember Snowball because she's all white. Want to play for a little bit? Every single cat loves the food that I give them, so let's give Snowball some crispy beef cat food. Yeah, second to, I'm very glad that you are feeling healthy. Thank you again very much for the resubscription. We are getting into the main story, and unless I'm low on lives, we're going to head over to the Yagami Detective Agency. Where do you see your lives in this? I could go for a snack. If we see a snack on the, between here and there, grab some ramen or something just to top that off. Let's take a left here. Oh, no, we'll just go across the way. What is this, the Smile Burger? Alright, let's have... Hey, we're just hanging out with Snowball the cat. Let's have a tuna burger and no, we had a Smile Shake. Let's have the Smile Fries. Going all good, says Azric. Enjoying the nice do-nothing weekend so far. Much needed. I know...
Talking. Pretty tasty.
Exactly what you mean. And on that note, we had a very rare Saturday Mia stream today. Mia joined up with Drienne and several people from Drienne's Saturday streams. Now, some of them have usernames on switch that they don't always want to go by. So I'll just sort of like say the whole Drienne crew. I don't want to like misidentify anybody, but it was a lot of fun to watch. They certainly know Don't Starve Together way, way better than I was ever able to learn it. And I guess my one question about Don't Starve Together is, how do you learn that game? Like, some of the things that Drienne and friends were describing, I was like, I must have put 15 hours into this game. Where do you even begin with some of this stuff? I have a feeling that it's one of those games that was presented as part of like, it was sort of like available to everybody all the way through its early access period. So a lot of these things were things that were either introduced by the developers during patch notes or discovered by people and passed around or discussed in the forums. And as such, don't feel like they're documented anywhere in the game, which I don't think is like, it's not a criticism. It's just like, I don't know how you're supposed to play Don't Starve Together without a wiki in one hand. It's such a complicated game. Time for Sari-san and me to interview Ehara. Better take a cab to the Tokyo Detention Center. So to catch us back up, Ehara, of course, is the name of the person who he's one of the first people that we see in the entire story. He is the one who we now know, or have every possible reason to believe, killed Mikashiba for having bullied his son, and did so in a way that was specifically designed to exact maximum damage against the justice system that he felt had failed his son. And to that end, enlisted the help of Kawana, who is otherwise known as Kitakata, I think that's his actual name, enlisted the help of him and the crew of former bullies that he has pressed into service to help him pull off this incredibly elaborate and unlikely conspiracy to murder Mikashiba in a way that would get Ehara arrested and convicted of something else altogether. So we're going to the... Oh wait, you can go directly to the high school from here? Wow, I would have gone there instead of Ijincho. So, no, we're going to go to the Tokyo Detention Center. There we go. And, sorry, my summation would be that we're now going back to interview him again.
You're recommending an appeal. I have that right? Did some new evidence come to light?
Yui Mamiya told us some things, like how you faked your alibi for Mikashiba's murder. You wanted the sexual battery conviction, right?
Well...
Your goal was to avenge your son and humiliate the law on a grand scale.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ehara-san, we have a much better grasp of the situation than you think.
And what exactly have you grasped?
Like Yagami-san just said, you're innocent, as far as the harassment goes. As your lawyer, I'll file for an appeal, and we'll make sure the world knows it.
Thanks, but no. I'm scum of the earth. A pervert. The prosecution and the judge made that very clear in the verdict.
On the day of the crime, October 7th, at around 6:30 a.m., you were in Ijincho, not Tokyo.
Baloney. I was relaxing at home.
Except that you weren't.
Oh?
You wanted to give the man who pushed your son to suicide the beating of a lifetime. And you'd miss out on that opportunity if you were at home, which is why you were in Ijincho instead. Isn't that right? You and Kawana's former student staked out Mikoshiba's house until he left. Then you dragged your prey into a car and brought him to an abandoned building in Ijincho, which would later become a murder scene. Every bone on Mikoshiba's fingers was broken. Remembering how he pushed Toshiro-kun to his death, it's no wonder you'd go that far. You tortured Mikoshiba without a shred of remorse. You inflicted no small amount of pain and terror. There's no way you weren't there, and I'd put my money on that.
And then...
You need the whole play-by-play, even though you already know it?
Oh, not at all. I'm just fascinated by this outrageous little story.
Very quickly, thank you so much to Samalander for the host. I'll use a piece of evidence to show what he did next after beating up Mikoshiba. Well, we've got the murder tape. Is there anything else that we think might be in there? I mean, the very next thing that he did was murder him, as far as we know. Yeah, here we go. As far as I know. And then, like, every other thing here is, like, further evidence of what happened after that, but this is the next thing.
As for what you did next after beating Mikoshiba,
It's quite a home video.
without leaving anything on Mikoshiba's body that could be traced back to you, you slit his throat. Estimated time of death was around 7:30 a.m. on October 7th. You tossed the bloody coat and made your way to Ikebukuro Station, where Yui Mamiya was waiting.
Are you sure? I was at Ikebukuro by 7:30 a.m. Would have been impossible for me to kill Mikoshiba and Ijincho.
The person in the security camera footage in Ikebukuro was a double who imitated your likeness. The identity of whom belonged to Jin Kawana, the handyman at Ijincho. Or maybe you know him by a different name. Former high school teacher Yu Kitakata. So which name did he give you?
I don't know who you're talking about.
With Kawana in view of the security camera, you met up with Yui Mamiya at Ikebukuro first. That's where you touched the undergarments she had prepared. The police would later discover the trace evidence on your hands and pin the groping on you. Then you made your way to Shinjuku Station. After that, Mamiya and Kawana acted out the groping as they arrived at Shinjuku Station. Kawana jumped out of the train and Mamiya chased after her. And then, in the smallest of blind spots in a station absolutely packed with cameras, you were waiting for Kawana, who looked just like you. With the two of you matching, you were able to swap places in that huge crowd without anyone noticing. Kawana handed you the transit card used to pass the ticket gate. Just one piece of hard evidence that places you in Ikebukuro at 7:43 a.m. And right after the swap, Mamiya started calling for help. After that, well, we've all seen how the news reported it. You were caught in a public place with plenty of witnesses.
An active duty police officer arrested for sexual battery. The public outcry was very clear. As a result, despite it being your first offense, you were actually tried and convicted. The consensus is that it was a fitting punishment for someone so heinous. Even as your lawyer, I felt the same.
Have some confidence in yourself, Shirosaki-sensei. The prosecution, the judge, and a lawyer like you all laid out the evidence in court and found me guilty. I'm in no position to doubt you. And I've long accepted the ruling that Toshiro was never bullied. There's nothing I can do but abide by the rule of law. Right? That's all I can do, right?
I know what you're trying to say. You carried out the justice that the courts wouldn't, right?
Everything my son went through was passed off like it never even happened. School, the teachers, and yes, the court. They all dismissed the reason he died.
That's when Kawana came in the picture, telling you Toshiro-kun had been bullied. But was it Kawana's words that suddenly made you want to kill Mikoshiba? Because all of his fingers were broken while he was still alive. Was that really all just your pent-up rage?
What do you have to say, Ihara-san?
There shouldn't have been any evidence of Mikoshiba's bullying. Who told Ihara the truth? It wasn't his son because he was sort of estranged from his son. I don't think it would have been Sawa Sensei, nor do I think it was discovered online. I suspect it would have been Kawana. Kawana has this whole, like, vigilante justice thing going. The only two options here that make any sense is this, and Sawa Sensei as I recall, Kuwana went and talked to Sawa Sensei about the death, and that's how Kuwana found out about the bullying. I don't think that Sawa Sensei then would have confided in Ehara, especially since her job would have been on the line. Like, she wanted to speak up during the whole trial thing and didn't then, so it's very difficult for me to envision that she would have done it after that. So I think it must have been Kuwana. Hello to Club and Centrifugal Force. Force is about to get dinner. Hello to Club. Sailor says, hey, food. And then Force is saying, Dyson Sphere program is on sale on Steam. Did you enjoy it? I've heard very good things, Force. I am also eyeing that sale.
Did Kawana really tell you? You found enough motive to murder Mikoshiba on hearsay? No. That doesn't sound right at all.
Oh, okay. Then it must have been Sawa Sensei.
Was Sawa Sensei the one who told you the truth? She was the only person Toshiro-kun confided in. You had to have heard it from her, right?
Nearly hit the nail on the head, as they say.
Nearly?
After my trial, she confessed she knew about the bullying. But only to her old teacher over the phone. She had no idea she was being recorded.
What?
Kawana-san let me listen to that recording where I learned Sawa Sensei had been muzzled by both the homeroom teacher and the lawyer. That was the proof of Toshiro's bullying I'd wanted all throughout the trial.
Sorry, so he got it from Kawana, which is what I said. Like, that's a little bit frustrating that he did in fact get it Kawana, even if he technically heard it from Sawa because it was a recording of her.
After hearing Sawa Sensei's words, I finally understood. They pushed my boy over the edge.
Was there no other evidence of the bullying? Like a diary of Toshiro-kun's or something of the sort?
Nothing. Toshiro never talked to me or my wife about the bullying. And that was probably all my fault. He was bullied in middle school, too. Kids would throw his pencil case around or hide his books. When I heard about it, I chewed him out. They walk all over you because you're weak. Grow spine, I told him.
I take it that was the wrong approach.
Yeah. I can't imagine how much courage it took for him to come forward about his suffering. I'm sure he felt ashamed about it. And I should have listened when he pleaded for help. I should have told him I was proud of his bravery. But instead, I pushed him away. And in the end, Toshiro tried to make sure he never showed weakness to us again, no matter how much pain he was in. He went to a private school out in Yokohama because he hated living with me. But in the end, he still suffered.
And that's why you didn't hesitate to unleash hell on Mikoshiba.
If you say so.
He still won't admit to murdering Mikoshiba. It must be killing him not to. Also, very quickly, Club was saying that he's been playing a lot of Risk of Rain 2. I've seen videos of that game, Club, and it looks really good, but I haven't tried it myself. What are your thoughts on it? I mean, it sounds like you're playing a lot, so you're enjoying it. Are you doing single player or multiplayer?
So the first time Kawana showed up was when he let you listen to the phone call with Sawa Sensei, right?
Yes. He approached me and asked me if I still wanted justice for my son. I was in uniform when he came to me, too. Very bold. But it paid off. I owe him a debt of gratitude. He reassured me he had already taken care of multiple individuals like Mikoshiba, and that he'd urged other families to avenge the children they lost to bullying. He'd tell them that simply being branded a bully wasn't enough. He promised to deliver real justice.
If justice can be served at one's own discretion, laws would cease to serve their function. If the law isn't fair to everyone, no one will obey it. The law is only able to help the powerless because it can't be swayed by money, force, or anything else.
Then tell me, what's the solution when the law fails to punish someone who laughs in its face? To overlook those the law won't judge is to abandon those the law couldn't protect.
To render justice with confidence, you require sufficient evidence.
Some of the victims' families refused Kuwana's offer of revenge, telling him it would be unforgivable. But even after rejecting his offer, not a one reported Kuwana-san to the police. Do you understand what that implies? Whether you follow through with revenge or not, Kuwana-san presents a solution that resonates with people. Being that the law is unfair and imperfect. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're not. But we're fighting to make it as fair as we can. Laws have to change until they are perfect.
They don't change fast enough. Toshiro's death was murder by another name. Yet Hiromi Kushiba walked free. He even got to enroll in a teaching program as a student teacher. Someone like him? It's insane! I'd die of old age before the law was ever written to be fair enough. For Toshiro's sake, I can't turn a blind eye to a world where the Mikoshibas can live without consequence. Tell me, what alternative was there to getting blood on my hands? I didn't have any other choice.
Yagami-san, did he just...
This is the first time you've admitted to killing Mikoshiba.
You really did your research, unlike those useless cops. Kuwana-san's plan was impressive, almost airtight. I didn't expect it to be unraveled so quickly.
I just got lucky. There was some dirt on Yui Mamiya that Kuwana could have used against her. If we hadn't found it, there's no way we would have gotten her to talk.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, but I'm under no obligation to tell you.
Ahara-san, you'll be sent to prison as a sex offender as it stands.
Of course. Just as I planned. The charges will be confirmed, and I'll be convicted. As for the police and the prosecution, they wouldn't be able to admit they made a mistake. I could scream, "I killed Mikoshiba" at the top of my lungs. It wouldn't matter.
Are you saying you intend to admit to the murder after you're released?
Everyone's seen the video of me killing Mikoshiba by now. It's obviously authentic, but the prosecution and the police are saying it's fake. They need it to be fake. Even if I do confess, they'll sweep it under the rug.
They wouldn't.
No, that's not beneath them. But I take it how they react doesn't really matter to you. All you want is to humiliate the law, don't you? The same system that determined Toshiro-kun's incident didn't happen.
It seems you're starting to understand, Yagami-san.
Ihara's achieved most of what he wanted to do, but I can't overlook what he's already done.
If the prosecution wanted to charge me for Mikoshiba's murder, then they'd have to retract the battery verdict. And that would mean admitting to a massive blunder by the court at the hands of a criminal. It would be chaos. Despite knowing who murdered Mikoshiba, no one would know what to make of the case. Wouldn't that just be wonderful?
I hear you. And I even get why you'd feel pretty proud of accomplishing that.
Do you?
But in this case, guys pretty much grabbed the tiger by the tail.
What tiger's tail?
Someone's issuing orders to the thugs in Kamurocho from behind the scenes. He's the tiger in this case. And they've been closing in on your partner, Kuwana. And Sawa-sensei got in their path. I'm sure you get the newspaper in here, right? You know, don't you? Sawa-sensei was killed after the thugs broke into her home. All because she got involved with Kuwana.
Where she was killed. This is the first I'm hearing of the reason why. And by thugs, you mean Arcade?
Yeah, but we don't know why they're going after Koana. Any ideas?
No way I'd know.
You think it could be because she got mixed up in your deadly little game?
Excuse me?
That's what getting away with murder really looks like. The more you perpetuate the lie, the greater the rift you create. And then, the unthinkable happens. Koana killed others besides Mikoshiba. You said so yourself. That's what brought the angry tiger into play. And if Sawa-sensei ended up paying for that instead, then how can you begin to believe your vengeance is fair?
Because she gave false testimony. She lied in court to say Toshiro was never bullied.
She couldn't name Mikoshiba, who was a minor at the time, without evidence. What's more, she was haunted by her testimony, always second-guessing if she did the right thing. But now she's been killed. Somehow that's acceptable to you? I'm gonna clear up what happened to Sawa-sensei, just like you did for Toshiro-kun.
How?
By going public with everything you and Koana did. The first step is to appeal the sexual battery and undo this whole lie.
You never groped Yui Mamiya. That's one crime you're innocent of, Ehara-san. The court's verdict was incorrect. So please give us the chance to appeal. We can prove your innocence.
What on earth would I get out of that?
You get to humiliate the court again. Besides, what are you gonna do for the next half a year in a cell?
Fine. Do what you want. But just know this.
Yes?
I have no intention of admitting to killing Mikoshiba in court. Is your appeal still worth a damn?
We won't know till we try. Let's go, Sari-san. We have client approval to proceed with the appeal. We better act fast.
Yes, agreed.
Yagami-san. Sawa-sensei's death isn't on me. Even if I have grabbed the tiger by the tail. That doesn't mean I killed her.
By that logic, you may as well admit that Mikoshiba didn't kill Toshiro-kun. You can't have it both ways. Listen to me. Everything about you, about Koana, about why Sawa-sensei had to die, we're gonna expose all of it. That's the only thing left we can do for her.
I'm going to fill Genda-sensei in on what happened. Why don't you head over to the office?
Sure thing.
By head over to the office, she means walk right inside. What an odd phrase. Before we do that, holy shit. That line where Yagami was like, whoa, 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 whoa. You don't get to absolve yourself of your role in Sawa-sensei's death unless you're also prepared to absolve, God damn it. They just said his name, Mikoshiba, unless you're willing to absolve Mikoshiba of his role in Toshiro-kun's death. Like, talk about cutting to the bone. I was waiting in that scene. I really thought that one of the things that Yagami was going to leverage is, Ehara, you were a cop. You were an active duty police officer. There's a point in time when you cared about the well-being of others and you cared about the law and doing right by people. How do you square that with the fact that your actions have resulted in the death of a woman that you barely even knew? That you only ever heard her voice on tape. I'll also reiterate, I thought it was like kind of BS that I said it was, he got the information from Mikoshiba, and then the game said, oh, tut, tut, tut. No. He heard it from Sawa-sensei after she was recorded by did I say Mikoshiba? You heard it from Koana. He got the information from Koana because Sawa-sensei wasn't going to go to him because, like Yagami said, she couldn't prove it. And you can't... Okay. We all heard what it said. I have many points, so before we go upstairs, let's just spend some points. EX Health Boost level 2 is probably a safe pick, but I really like to have more moves anytime I can get them. let's pick this up. And then what is Secret of the Crane? The effective hit Crane's hidden arts will remain even after swapping stuff. Ooh, nice. So you get to have increased attack speed even if you switch modes. Activating the hidden hearts of the style you swap into will reset the effect time. That sounds awesome. We're going to grab that. And is there something similar for, like, Secret of the Tiger? Yeah! Okay, let's get that. And then, do we want to have one for Snake as well? Temporary immunity to knockdowns. Yeah, sure. That was not as enticing, but we'll pick that one up. So I've got 8,000 SPs left. Anything else? Can I get this one? EX spin attack? Yeah, let's do that. All right, and I think that's probably going to round out what I can do for right now. Also, Club has said, so this is very interesting to me. Club has said that he's playing Risk of Rain 2 single player, and it's very enjoyable. Here's the reason why I'm interested in that. First of all, Club and I have some similar tastes in games, but secondly, he may be the first person that I've talked to who's played it single player. Do I want this? I really haven't had any difficulty locating my target within like 35 seconds or whatever it is. I could pick this up, I guess. I don't know, I just haven't had that much difficulty with it. Targets notice you less before taking them down during stealth actions. That might come in handy someday, I'm not too worried about it. Okay. So I guess I'll meet you upstairs, Saori. Oh!
So then, hold on. Ihara admitted to killing Mikoshiba, did he?
Off the record, yeah. He also admitted Kawana approached him to offer revenge.
That sounds like you were productive.
It's enough for us to move forward with the appeal, I'd say. How does that sound, Genda-sensei?
Genda-sensei?
The sexual battery and Mikoshiba's murder are the very same case. To clear Ihara of harassment, you'll need to prove he murdered Mikoshiba. But you don't have evidence he did, do you?
Ihara-san was captured on video committing the murder.
And the prosecution claims it's a fake, of unknown origins. The police are saying the same.
They're only saying that to cover their asses.
In reality, the sexual battery evidence against Ihara-san is what was really fake. At the very least, we can claim Yui Mamiya and the others aided in fabricating that, alibi or not.
You really think the courts will grant you an appeal for just that?
Are you saying that's not possible?
I wouldn't go that far. But Ihara won't admit to murdering Mikoshiba in court. Kinda significant, don't you think? So what chance do you have even if you do appeal? Without any decisive new evidence, you'll just end up splitting hairs over the original verdict. And what good'll it do other than damage your own reputation, Saru-kun?
So Genda-sensei is worried about Saori-san's career. I'm sure that's the case, although...
To be honest with you, I feel like I've been deeply underestimated.
What?
Saori-san, are you actually mad?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I am.
You have every right to be.
Listen, Sensei. Ihara and Kawana devised this plan knowing full well they could manipulate the justice system. Have we not fallen right into their trap? If we take pity on the prosecution now, we play right into their hand.
True.
So how can we worry about reputation when our duty as lawyers is to face the law?
I understand where you're coming from, and you're right to think it, but...
And another thing. While acting as Ihara's defense in the first trial, I never truly believed the claim. I didn't trust the person I was defending, and I felt sick to my stomach even being in the courtroom.
Saori-san.
Ihara likely saw right through that. He probably took great delight in our myopic dedication to the law. And I won't stand for that. I'm gonna show him exactly what I can do.
What about you, Yagami? I want to hear your thoughts.
He's not saying it, but he disagrees with Saori-san. How should I move this forward? Just straight away, we should listen to Saori-san. I defer to Hoshino-kun. Are you high? And Genda-sensei has a point here. No. Look. If fighting for the truth is going to ruin Saori-san's career, then it's not a career worth having. I think that that's the argument that she is making herself in part. I'm sort of like paraphrasing some of what she said there. She was defending somebody that she didn't believe in because she believed in the law, and she believed that everyone who is accused under the law deserves a rigorous and forthright defense. That said, now that she knows that the verdict is improper, she has to set it right. Because if she's going to treat the law as being sacrosanct, something that matters, something that you fight for, even if you don't believe in its application in this specific instance, then you have to fight for it when you do believe in it. Hello to blah blah blah, who will just be semi-lurking, and also Goomfi had said hello as well. Also, just before I select this, Salamander is learning in this episode that Sawa-sensei was killed. Yeah, so just very quickly, and this may be helpful to others as well, we've been endeavoring to mark the episodes as we go, if they're going to be primarily side cases and school stories or main story content. So Salamander, if you were ever interested in seeing that content, I don't remember the episode number. I'll be happy to pull it after this if you want to know like an episode and time code. But yeah, that was a few episodes back. I'll be happy to recap it if you like, or you can like I'll give you the stuff so that you can go see how it went down. I also have a sad about it. I was not expecting that for sure.
We should listen to Sari-san. I understand why Ihara and Kawana did what they did. I can't condone it.
I see. So you feel it too, huh?
Yes. Although my motivation may not be as righteous as Sari-san's.
What do you mean?
Mikoshiba's murder, the fake groping alibi, the one behind it all was Kawana, and he's in hiding. We need to shine enough light on him that the public can see what he is. And the perfect place to do it is during Ihara's appeal hearing.
So it's not Ihara you're after, but Kawana.
If we pursue Ihara's case, Kawana-san's actions will naturally come to light.
And if we draw out Kawana, then RK and the ones backing them will make their move. Soma from RK said Sawa-sensei knew too much, which means whoever's behind them has a secret that needs to stay buried, even if it means murder. And I need to figure that secret out. I owe Sawa-sensei that closure. The only thing we can do for her now is make sure the ones pulling the strings pay for it.
Well said. I guess going back wasn't ever really an option.
Genda-sensei.
Looks like I got complacent from all the peace and quiet. Leave it to me to underestimate the younger generation.
I apologize. I shouldn't have been so impertinent.
That should be my line, Sari-kun. I suppose I have to make up my mind after all that, don't I? Get out there and do what needs to be done. And heaven help anyone in your way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
You heard him.
Tsukumo's calling. I hope everything's okay.
Hello?
Yagamishi, are you still in Kamurocho?
Yeah, why? What's up?
I'm afraid RK seems to be amassing in Ijincho. It's very bizarre.
Are they now?
Yeah, I can't shake the feeling that the officers like Soma and Akutsu are still in town.
You think so? If I was Soma, I'd have left Ijincho by now. He's a person of interest in Sawa-sensei's murder, too.
I see. That does make sense.
Things are settling into place here, though. I'm heading back to Ijincho with Sugiura. We got a lot to go over with you when I get back.
Wonder what it could be. Okay, see you soon then.
All right, so Sam Lander. Okay, dude, relax. Sam Lander had said that he'd be cool with a quick recap, but let me talk to the folks in here, and then we'll have some time as we walk downstairs.
I'm going to start filing the appeal. Yagami-san, the work you've done is what made that possible. You've been invaluable.
Saori-san's going above and beyond while I'm just sitting around. I need to step it up too.
Shintani may be gone, But Saori-kun's really filled in the gap. And Hoshino-kun, well, he'll figure it out someday.
Yeah, the dude who sat here, I think Genda-sensei just said his name. Is there a... Do we know why he would have left Genda Law? Was that... Okay, Sugiura, take a breath. So, what happened is Yagami went to talk to Sawa-sensei and to press her for details about what had happened at Kurakawa Academy. And she's like, oh, I have a staff meeting that I have to go to. So Yagami said, all right, well, I will come back and I'll see you. I'll wait right here. So I'll be here when you get back. He waited. The staff meeting got out and Sawa-sensei didn't come back. So Yagami asked and he was like, oh, she heard that she had a break-in at her apartment. I'm gonna go pick this fight while I'm recapping this. So Yagami went to, oh, what's up, sword bro? Get out of here. So Yagami-san went to Sawa-sensei's apartment to check in on her because what's this about a break-in? Got there was absolutely no sign of there having been any break-in whatsoever. But as soon as he arrived, Kawana shows up, and immediately after him, all of RK. And you find out as you're there that this was a trap where they had basically put Sawa-sensei into a dangerous position in order to draw out Kawana. I don't know where Yagami's going right now. All right, just get this out of the way. So there was this big knockdown, drag out kung fu fight. I'm gonna try to there we go. There's this great big kung fu fight. I mean, like, Sam Lander, it was like 20 minutes of just straight up brawling because RK sent everybody they had after Kawana. They didn't care about Yagami at all, but they were absolutely willing to cut through Yagami in order to get to Kawana. And Yagami was sort of running interference and saying, Kawana, get out of here. Now, during this whole brawl, Sawa-sensei opened up the door, and you could see that she had been... There was something wrong. Like, she had, like, a bruise on her mouth, and Yagami said, Sawa-sensei, close the door, lock it, do not open it, call the police, and do not open that door until the police show up. Sawa-sensei closed the door. As the fighting went on and on and on, then Akutsu showed Yagami what I guess we now understand to be a live video of Soma in Sawa-sensei's apartment holding an ice pick up to her throat. And that was sort of the threat that, like, Yagami, you have to get out of our way and back off. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. Yagami got... Oh, that's right. Yagami got knocked out. And then that's where he met up with Soma, and Soma, like, threatened him... Akutsu threatened him with a chainsaw, and there was a great big fight there. All right, let me just put Sword Bro down here. I wasn't intending to do another fight, but... So, Yagami got knocked out. Yagami had to fight Akutsu and everyone in RK again, and was beaten to within an inch of his life. And all of this leads back around to when Yagami finally got to... Oops. Ow. Okay, I was using those bones. Jerk. When Yagami got back to Sawa-sensei's apartment and went inside, they found that she had been murdered, stabbed through the back of the skull by a weapon consistent with an ice pick. And in a subsequent conversation with Soma... Wait, what's this?
And stay down.
Why did he need a drink? Don't want to fight those guys. Everyone leave me alone. I want to go on with the story, but I also need a snack. And by the way, this led to a whole like investigation. We're gonna go around the block to avoid the fight. I don't know why I had to be thrown a soda. It's the most random thing. Okay. Yeah, there was a whole investigation where Yagami and Kaito had to, and I think Sugiura might have been there too. I'm trying to remember, but had to investigate Sawa Sensei's apartment with her body right there, and they were like looking at the blood patterns, and they found her yearbook, which turned out to be an important clue. All right, let's have a King Smile burger, a Legend Smile set, and a braised pork burger.
Starving. Pretty tasty, thanks.
And I was and continue to be, okay, Sugiura, really, really confused about this. The reason that I wanted to provide a little bit of context is... one very important detail that I forgot to mention is that Akutsu, when he encounters Yagami at Sawa Sensei's apartment, comes out of Sawa Sensei's apartment. So Akutsu was in the apartment with Sawa Sensei. He comes out to kung fu fight with Yagami, and then Yagami sees Sawa Sensei in the apartment, like looking roughed up. And you at least believe at that moment that she's now in the apartment by herself. So I was trying to work out, why on earth would they have been in the apartment with Sawa Sensei? They're putting her into distress to draw out Kawana. It works. They're going to go get Kawana. Why would Soma then circle back to go into her apartment or remain in her apartment and kill Sawa Sensei? What's the point? Why not have murdered her when they walked in or 5 minutes after they called for Kawana? If they were going to kill her, why do it in like a second phase? Why allow her to go to the door and look at Yagami? She doesn't beckon for help. It's so odd the way that whole thing is put together. To the point where I was at least hypothesizing that maybe Soma was being set up, that he didn't actually murder Sawa Sensei, because in the video his hand was over her mouth so you couldn't see if it was bruised. So maybe the video was taken at an earlier point to like get Yagami to back off if it was needed. But no, none of that appears to be true. In a later conversation, Soma, to my memory, full on confesses that he killed Sawa Sensei.
Yeah, let's go.
So that's sort of how it all went down, and it was a dark encounter because like there was still like dried tears on her face. Like she died scared and alone and kind of senselessly. And the only thing that Soma said about it is that she knew too much. And to this moment, I don't know what that means. And maybe like that feels a little bit like maybe the last really big part of the puzzle, which is what exactly is RK's level of involvement here? Why are they after Kawana? What do they know about Kawana? What do they know about the bullying? What does any of this have to do with them? And the only theory that I have, which doesn't make sense, but just based on conservation of characters, is that a lot of this stems all the way back. I'm going to try to avoid that fight. A lot of this stems back to the bullying incident that Sawa Sensei, that happened at Sawa Sensei's high school. All those years ago at Kurakawa Academy. The kid who jumped off the roof and in a suicide attempt, but he wound up being in a coma for 13 years. As far as we've ever been told, that kid is still in a coma. But the one thing that might give some sort of rationale for why this is not the right thing. The one thing that might give some rationale for why RK is involved in this is, hypothetically, if Soma is the kid who threw himself off the roof. Like he's, the kid grew up, and now he's Soma, and he's out of the coma.
Well, now that's something.
Sorry, just to finish the thought. And is now seeking revenge against the homeroom teacher. So, seeking revenge against the homeroom teacher that had allowed the bullying to go on. But that, I really want to stress, that theory doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't believe that. It's just one thing that I've thought of. Hello to Fox McCloud. What's this? The power of brand advertising. The fresh taste of orange, whatever the hell that is. Oh, okay. So Fox McCloud is hypothesizing that Sugiura and Yagami were doing an impromptu soda commercial. I really like it. Sam Linder wants fast food. Force says Yagami has to have 10,000 calories a day to maintain his crime-fighting ability. He does burn a lot of calories with all of his flipping out and spark throwing. Do you think Alfred packs Bruce lunches like the cucumber sandwiches? I imagine that Bruce Wayne eats nothing but raw protein powder, just like with a spoon out of the container. I don't think that the man has had a carb in 35 years. Force says, I don't know, I can't break down a crime writing that doesn't convey standard criminology. No, you're just postulating out loud, but not necessarily looking for an answer. Someone was telling me about a case and the criminal's patterns and actions, and I was unfortunately able to guess how the case ended before I was told. It was like, was that a fictional case? It sounds like a real life case. Sam Linder says, yeah, raw, dry protein powder, just with a funnel. It just pours it down his gullet. Okay, on with the cutscene.
Looks like we're finally starting to see the whole picture.
Kuwana-san, or rather Kitakata-sensei, huh? And his students helped Ihara murder Mikoshiba. But there's still some things that doesn't explain.
Like what?
Like, why does RK keep going after Kuwana-san? You think that's weird too, right, Yagami-san?
Yeah. That's the piece of the puzzle that'll lead us to why Sawa-sensei got killed.
Why is RK after Kuwana? How much do they know about him? Yeah, like, there's an entire ex-Yakuza criminal organization that's out against one guy who's been going around and murdering former high school bullies who got away with driving a classmate to suicide. And Kuwana goes after them half a decade after the crime is committed. And now there's this large gang of professional thugs that are all out to get him. I don't know what the connective tissue is there.
Before they came to Ijincho, RK was originally looking for Shinya Kawai. But when they found out he might have been killed, they suddenly shifted gears to Kuwana. So what are they trying to accomplish?
We can guess all we want, but that's not gonna get us anywhere. Shouldn't we ask someone in RK directly? They're strengthening their numbers in Ijincho as we speak.
The goons at the bottom rung aren't gonna be in the know on that, though. Though if Akatsu or Soma were around, then we might get somewhere.
That's true.
Sitting around here won't get us any further. I'm gonna head into the city for a bit. I'm quick on my feet. That's about all I have going for me right now.
How modest of you.
Yeah, don't say that, Yagami-shi. Otherwise, what ground do we have to stand on?
I should head outside for now. Well, before we do, let's just see if like a side case or something came in. Nothing right now. Also, Sam Lander, if you haven't like caught all the story beats, it wasn't super long after that. Like Kaito, if you might have noticed that he's not there at Yokohama 99. Kaito is. Okay, I'm gonna get like a call or something here. Kaito is currently in the hospital because Soma came up behind him, stabbed him in the shoulder with his ice pick, followed by... Okay, where am I supposed to go? Am I gonna get a call or what? I'm going to walk in this direction, or skateboard in this direction. And I assume look around town is what it's giving me right now. But yeah, oh, there we go.
Hello?
It's Shirosaki. Do you have a minute, Yagami-san?
Yeah, what's up?
I was thinking back on our interview with Ihara-san, and something he said isn't sitting right with me. So I wanted to ask your opinion.
Which part felt off?
The part about Kuwana approaching other bullying victims besides Ahara-san to offer revenge. Ahara-san also mentioned that most of them rejected his offer, but never went to the police either.
Yeah, and?
Well, wasn't the first bully Kuwana killed his own student? Shinya Kawai, I mean. Tormented by his bullies, Mitsuru Kusumoto's leap left him in a coma to this day. That event was the catalyst for Kuwana's actions, so wouldn't he have approached his parents about revenge too?
Mitsuru Kusumoto's parents? You're talking about his mother, Reiko Kusumoto, right?
Mitsuru Kusumoto's mother, Reiko Kusumoto, used to just be another suit in the Ministry of Health, but now she's the Vice Minister.
Yes, who is currently Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health. If she accepted or is even an accessory to a revenge plot against Kawai, then there's no way she'd ever want that secret to get out. With her level of influence and power, wouldn't it be possible that she ordered RK to silence Kuwana? Which would explain how RK's actions are being controlled, wouldn't it?
And you think it's Reiko Kusumoto?
You don't think vice ministers can control criminal organizations from the shadows? You know very well the answer to that.
Yeah. Tsukumo's actually looked into her before. I'll talk to him about it right now. Yeah, this is genius, Saori-san. This could lead us right to who's controlling RK.
Quite a compliment coming from you. I feel better already.
Don't sweat it. I'll call you if I find anything out.
Time to get back to Tsukumo. Might be worth looking into Reiko Kusumoto more closely. Yeah, I knew it all along. This is exactly what I was thinking in my head, that it was Reiko Kusumoto who wanted to protect her own career by shutting up Kuwana before it someday came to light that she had been approached by this criminal but didn't turn him into the police. Yeah, I totally knew that this was going to be what it is. So disregard all of the things that I said a moment ago where I said I didn't know. Also, just 1 second, because Force had asked, it's bothered me since the first episode of this, but the face model for Yagami looks just like an actor I can't name maybe, or is very familiar. I looked at the voice actor, and I don't think it's modeled after that person. So, no, the English voice actor is Greg Chen? Please forgive me if it's either Greg Chen or Greg Chun. I looked it up after playing the first Judgment because I really liked his work. And Yagami is his first leading voice role. There was a really good interview with him about the voice cast for Judgment, and he was so excited because he's done a lot of work in the past, but this is his first leading man role. But that's Greg Chun, and he's a different guy. The character of Yagami is based on a Japanese actor, and as I understand it, that's a little bit of a point of contention because there is or was supposed to be a PC port of the first Judgment, and my understanding, I read an article about this that just of all people, Tashir had sent me because he had really enjoyed the Judgment playthrough and he knew that I'd be doing Lost Judgment, and he expressed concern. He's like, hey, have you seen this, that there might not be any more Judgment games? And the topic of the article is that the talent agency that handles the contracts for the physical actor that Yagami's modeled after was very, very upset about this idea of a PC port, and they said, you do this PC port and you'll never have access to our actor again. So I don't know if that had any impact on why we haven't seen that PC port, or if that's still coming, or what the deal is with that. Maybe that got worked out some other way. But yeah, Yagami is physically modeled after a real person. It is not the English voice actor who plays his role. I don't know if it's after the Japanese voice actor or if it's just a body model. I want to do this. There haven't been a lot of calls for a triple finisher with Tiger Style, but we'll get that in there. All right, let's go right back upstairs. Fox McCloud wanted to know why Yagami was taking a phone call in the middle of the road. Believe me, I very much wanted to not stand in the middle of the street for that, but fortunately the cars went around.
Yagami-san, back already?
That was quick. I figured you'd be out in the town until evening.
Well, the day's not over yet. I need you to look into Reiko Kusamoto again. She might be the one behind RK.
Really?
Yeah. Can you pull up the picture of her you showed me last time?
Blah blah saying just put a disclaimer on the next game that says any resemblance to real people is entirely coincidental, and carry right along.
Okay. Take a look at this, Yagamishi. Reiko Kusamoto became vice minister just recently. It hasn't even been a full year yet.
Looks like she's still got a good rep.
Yeah, there's almost no criticism of her out there.
The Ministry Revolution. Bucking the bureaucracy. Golden parachutes don't fly with Kusamoto. Go her. Vice Minister's pretty high up there, yeah?
Big time. If she really did take Kuwana up on his offer, silencing him would be the quickest way to save her skin. And in that case, she'd need some kind of connection to RK.
Some kind of connection? A bit vague, no?
Fair enough, but RK already took an innocent life while hunting Kuwana down.
Right. And after killing Sawa-sensei, they tried to kill me, too. Still, no matter how dangerous the gang, murder is a risky proposition. Then again, if someone's pulling the strings, they have a lot less to worry about. Especially if that someone has vice minister status.
Well, the internet's not gonna give us much else. How about we do our usual thing? Go straight to the source.
Maybe we should.
Would it really be that easy to get a meeting with someone like her?
Mitsuru Kusamoto's still in a coma, right?
Yes?
If he's in a hospital, we can catch her by surprise there.
I get ya. That might work.
Huh. What's this now?
What's what now?
Breaking news from the net. It says manhunt for Sawa-sensei's murderer.
And?
It's hitting the network news, too. The person they're after is...
Wanted for the murder of private school teacher Yoko Sawa in her own apartment, Kanagawa PD is conducting a search for the suspect, self-proclaimed handyman Yu Kitakata.
Why are they looking for Kuwana?
Shouldn't they be after Soma?
Sawa-san's former teacher before and after the incident. It's also surfaced that he's been using a false identity for over a decade. The police are hopeful that their search will turn up some sort of connection to Sawa-san.
Why are the police going after Kuwana and not Soma? What the hell? I mean, Yagami, it seems likely that if the criminal organization has failed to get Kuwana, then putting law enforcement on it will greatly increase their chances. It seems like this is coming down from the vice minister.
If Kuwana-san was caught on camera, then surely some RK thugs were as well?
Yeah, I think so. On that note, I should have been in the footage too. The police only seem to want Kuwana, but why? Guess we'll have to ask them ourselves.
Ask who?
Detective Watanabe from Kanagawa PD. He was the guy in charge of Mikoshiba's murder.
Been a while, hotshot.
Yeah, I guess it has. Hey, I'm curious. Do you have any evidence that Kuwana killed Sawa-sensei?
I take it you saw the news. Kuwana was caught on camera near the crime scene, plus he knew the victim. And if that's not enough, he was using a fake name. How's that for evidence?
But I saw Soma holding an ice pick up to Sawa-sensei. Plus, there were RK footprints all over the scene. So why is Kuwana the only suspect?
Because the big boys with big balls at HQ said so. Barking at me won't get you anywhere.
So this is all just pressure from upstairs? What is going on here?
Why are you so bent out of shape? Kuwana's a legitimate suspect, and all we're doing is following procedure. So stick your private investigator schnoz somewhere else.
You know, you sound pretty bent out of shape yourself. Where are you right now?
Uh-huh.
I was thinking maybe we could meet up. How's a free pass to bitch about your work sound? Abe-san?
On the phone, in person, there's nothing I can tell you.
He hung up.
Yagamishi, I managed to focus in on the background noise from your phone call. Despite all the interference, I have a good idea of Nabe-san's location.
What? Seriously?
He's on the main drag in Chinatown. If you go now, I'm sure you'll find him.
But is he even gonna listen to you?
It won't matter if I miss him because we sat here wondering.
Yagami Detective Agency, quick on its feet indeed.
Can't compete with that.
Nabe-san should be on the main street in Chinatown. I need to catch him to find out what's going on. So, very quickly, Sam Melander's saying, I think they're worried people will pull the character model from the computer game, which is less locked down than a PlayStation game, and use it inappropriately. That, to me, seems like an interesting concern to have, but also, based on what I know about some scans that were taken of Elliot Page during the creation of Beyond Two Souls, that was certainly used inappropriately from what I've heard. I don't know all the details. It's one of those things that I'm like, I don't like really have a lot of like context for, but from what I've heard, it sounds absolutely horrific. So if it's happened once before, I can envision it happening again. I don't know what they would do with like scans of this actor, but yeah, it's one of those things that like it immediately strikes me as being an incredibly abstract concern. But then I think about like if you're a celebrity and your face and your like your image is incredibly important to have tight control over, it's suddenly like, well, maybe there's a side to this that I don't know very much about. Forrest is saying, I love it when the voice actor is also the model, and I don't know it. Like, I saw Cameron Monaghan for the first time, and I was like, wow, they just straight up put that man in a video game in Jedi Fallen Order. Also, one of the other characters in Fallen Order, Seer, I think isn't it her name was? I don't know that actress by name, but I like when she was on screen, I was like, oh, I recognize this person. Like, I don't know the actress by name. I can't tell you exactly what I've seen her in, but I was like, oh, this is an incredibly well done face scan of this person, because they are very, very like notably familiar. Oh, Fox McCloud, I wanted to read what that said. Okay, was really hoping that was going to hit somebody. Oh, I want to do the double fist punch. That's the move that we just picked up.
What a waste.
Fox McCloud has said, I think Bethesda is putting the Skyrim grandma into the game, the Twitch streamer. Actually, I think it's the next game. I think that she's going to have a full-on character in Elder Scrolls 6, is what I've heard. Fox McCloud says, also the police aren't looking for anyone, seeing as how you keep getting attacked by people every 12 feet, and no one ever gets involved. Well, Fox, that's why the police aren't intervening. There's people right around the corner. We'll see if they go by. I am being nonchalant. Okay. Just get past them. Also, I just want to take a moment to recognize and celebrate the fact that there are 2 Judgment games, and apparently in both of them, the Ministry of Health is this hotbed of iniquity. It feels a little bit like in the United States having an entire story where the Department of Weights and Measures is up to something really sinister. Maybe the Department of Health is like a really, really powerful organization in Japan, and it would be like for them if we had a sort of the Department of Defense being up to some like chicanery, it would be like, oh yeah, like that's a big powerful organization that's very well funded. If the wrong people got hold of all of that power, they might be able to run some real dark stuff. And maybe that's what this is like, but as an American, like, ooh, the Department of Health. Look out, everyone. And also just the fact that it is the second game in a row where this is the concern. Okay. So I don't really know what, I know who I'm looking for, but not where.
Oh, hey, Nabe-san. And you were...
Sakurai?
Oh, right.
I take it you didn't just happen to be in the neighborhood.
Let's just say some friends of mine have a real keen sense of smell. Something stinks about the cops here.
Excuse me, pal?
The Sawa case. Why aren't you going after RK? Or are you and you're just keeping me in the dark?
This isn't the place to talk about that. What the... Hey!
I get the feeling something's keeping you guys from doing your jobs. And I don't have to listen to you.
You want to say that again?
Sakurai, I gotta hit the can. Head back to the station.
Huh?
Need to take a piss, Yagami? You're looking hydrated.
Yeah, good call.
Then let's.
Damn. What's he up to?
Sakurai's not like the brightest guy in the story. And hello to Ronan, by the way.
Nice spot you brought me to. Very romantic.
Well, we're about to have a shitty conversation. Might as well do it with a pleasant view.
Do the cops really believe Kawana is responsible for Sawa-sensei's death?
We wouldn't be looking for him if we weren't serious. We even have a warrant.
To arrest Kawana?
His real name's Yu Kitakata. He's been using a fake. And he services right at the murder scene of his former student. In my eyes, he was suspicious enough.
What about Soma from RK? He should have been spotted on the nearby cameras too, like when he entered her apartment.
He wasn't.
How is that possible?
Let me rephrase. There's no footage that had RK anywhere near it.
What's that supposed to mean?
From the moment Mikoshiba's murder went down, the higher-ups have been busy playing politics. I had a handle on things when we were just competing with Tokyo PD over who got to grill Ihara. But after that murder footage came out, it really stirred shit up. Sawa-sensei's case has me scratching my head too. Someone at the top is trying to keep details under wraps. And they think it'll work even in this day and age.
You're saying the whole force is in on a cover-up?
It started with the footage surrounding Sawa's apartment. Someone on the inside erased it. Any footage that had the RK guys tagged in it is totally wiped.
Erase the footage? Are you serious?
Yeah. You heard me. Kawana leaving her place is all that's left. Even the parts where you show up are long gone. Before and after, the only person that the cameras pin the crime on is Kawana himself.
Who would go so far to erase the footage? Who would do something like that?
It's time to let it go, Yagami. Mikoshiba's case and Sawa-sensei's case, they're closing the book. And to tie up the loose ends, and this is the shitty part, Kawana has to die in an accident.
What?
As soon as they track him down, they'll put him into custody and then blame it on negligence. They'll say he resisted arrest and died in the struggle, I guess. Someone clearly wants Kawana gone, and they have the power to do it.
Come on. Who could have that power?
Kawana is clearly a target of someone higher up. Even if he sees it coming, he won't be able to stop it. As far as I'm concerned, the case is closed. You wouldn't understand until you've been on the force. When the team you're playing for is rotten to the core, all you can do is look the other way. As for me, I'll stick to the cut and dry cases for a while. That's what'll keep me an honest cop.
That's bullshit! You'll shut the lid on the trash, ignore the the smell of the rot coming from inside and go on pretending it's justice? And then you call that being an honest cop?
Asshole. Did you forget that you were talking to a detective?
You never did answer the question, Nami-san. Who had the authority to erase the security cameras? Who wants Kawana dead so bad that they do it inside?
Even if I told you, what the fuck could you do about it, detective? Smartass! Leave it alone, Yagami. It's for your own good.
Is that your call? Well, I think I'll be the judge of that.
You little piece of shit! I've had enough!
This is really not the way I thought this was gonna wrap up. Yagami's had a pretty good working relationship with this guy, but I guess no more. Okay, stay down for just a second. I would like to have a healthy bento lunch set. It's not very much help. Oh yes, it has a sushi set. I want some sushi in real life. Hey, buddy, do you want a pizza bun? I can share.
Oh, cooled off. Have a drink.
Oh, I caught his finisher. I think I lost. I am so unprepared for like the quick time events. Like I did left stick in the exact wrong way. Ronan says that QTE is instant death. I hate it. Hopefully we'll do it better this time. Let's try again. Now here's the question: does it restart the fight? Oh, it does. Okay, I got to be better at that then. I mean, I understand why Yagami is like really motivated here, and I also understand why this guy is like reluctant to answer too many questions. I just didn't expect it to come to blows. Okay, Yagami, please recover, please.
I think it's time you cooled off.
Wait, where are you? I swear, like, so it's not left stick to the right then, which it really looks like it is. It's left stick down, which is something that I'm only noticing a beat after I push left stick to the right. So we'll try it again. Wait, what? Whoa, hold on, stop. It just said continue on easy difficulty. That's not what we're doing. The fuck is that? How do you undo that? If I lose out on an achievement because I played like 5 seconds of this, Ronan, if I reload from the like the auto save, how far back is that gonna go? Also, where do you change the difficulty? I'm not seeing it here. Oh, okay, so it's keyed off. No. That was not intentional. So, I'm not playing this on easy. This game can go to hell. So we're going to return to title. I cannot believe that's what it defaulted to. Okay, quit and return. Yes. Yeah, no, I haven't. I do not... You know what? I do not know how much progress this is going to sacrifice, and screw it, because I am not playing this fight or any fight on easy. Ronan is hoping that the autosave would be just before the cutscenes. That's irritating. Sorry, that is the first thing that I've actually been genuinely irritated about in this game is... Okay, so it does say difficulty normal, but we want this right here. Yep, meet with Detective Watanabe, and it's still normal. Okay, so we will be able to skip all the cutscenes and get back there very quickly. Okay, meet with him in Chinatown. All right, we'll skip all the cutscenes. We'll make it real fast. Here. Yeah, sorry everybody, but I do not know if there is a trophy or whatever for like completing the game on normal. If there is, I have to assume that it would be taken away if you played some or all of the back half of the game on easy, and I don't want to do that. So we are going to make sure that we get reloaded from normal, and whoops. Get over there. Ronan is saying that's annoying. Don't recommend that I switch difficulty. Yeah, it's like game. I was fine. The thing that I was having difficulty with was your sudden instant death QuickTime event. I will get that, believe it or not. Like, I don't need you to dumb down the difficulty of the entire game to allow me to get past that QuickTime event. And if you're gonna offer the option, I'm just saying, have it default to no. That's the request that I would have. Like, no, I can do it. Because that way, I do approve of having the option there. I'm just saying that I don't want the, it's not an option that I intend to take. And, no, go away.
Great.
Okay, I might have to deal with these folks. Okay. Let me pick this up and give him a little traffic cone. Alright, this guy's got a sword, so we're gonna just get a little bit more dodgy. Another thing so as long as we're just sort of like getting past this fight so I can get to the cutscene, another thing that has really surprised me about Lost Judgment is the lack of Mafiu. Mafiu was sort of positioned as being a really important character in the first Judgment, and then she's actually not in it very much, but they got like a really famous voice actor named Jeremy Lay to play the part of Mafiu, and she is still the voice of Mafiu, so they brought her back into this game for like the one cutscene that she has. And then, once again, is just like, really, guys? Not in the game. I assume that we will see her again before the end of the story. Hopefully I'm going to start with more lives than this, by the way.
Why are you here?
Skip. 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 Skip.
Erase the footage.
Skip. And skip. Alright, so this should bring us into the fight, I think.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, so here I am with all my lives. All right, let's, so we might have to see me have a healthy, balanced bento meal for a couple times here. That's good enough. All right. Okay. Down, XA.
No, no.
I have to put in.
Let's go.
That's not good. Well, I made it exactly one phase further. Okay, try again. And I'm reading carefully now to make sure that it's just try again. Oh, hey, this starts me with full lives this time. Wouldn't it be great if, like, the most challenging fight in the whole game is Yagami versus Schlubby Desk Detective? I'm not good at dodging him. Yagami's just holding his lower back. Ow. Okay, I would prefer not to end the fight too quickly. So let's have this and this, and now I do also have a super strength extract that I can take that will break through his guard. But the trouble is less his guard and more his like his ability to just tank through Yagami's hits. Like I need to do a little bit more like bob and weave to it, I think.
I think it's time you cooled off. Have a drink.
No.
That's what you get for fucking around.
Let's do this.
Oh, circle. Okay, anytime I'm ready for it.
Bastard!
Okay. I just want to do that counter so that I could have another... Let's have a sushi set. And then maybe a pizza bun.
Cut the bullshit!
No, don't do the instant kill. Okay, no, please. Nope, well, I don't even know what button this is. All right. Pizza on a cop time, pizza on a dock time, pizza at any time. When Yagami has a pizza bun, he can fight cops all of the time. Also a sushi set. There we go.
Already.
Yagami, dodge! More than that.
You're pissing me off!
Let's do this.
Also, he hits you once, he hits you twice. Also, his coat weirds out.
They broke the lock and forced their way into Sawa-sensei's place. That's when Soma came in.
Thank you, Marquardt.
I'm sure she was terrified. They were pointing an ice pick at her. When I found her, her eyes were still open. I could see the tears. Yet the police are going after Kawana instead of Soma. And the cops that were there know he isn't a suspect, but say their hands are tied. So it'll be my voice you hear instead of hers. And when they come to silence me, I'll know who the puppet masters are.
I hear you. You're probably right.
And if you have any idea who might be pulling the strings, I need you to tell me before it's too late. Is there anyone on the Force who would want Kuwana dead?
The moment we opened Sawa-sensei's case, the Kanagawa brass had a suspect file ready to go. They didn't point to your guy Soma. They named you Kitakata, alias Kuwana the handyman. Hilarious, isn't it? You were the first to the scene, which means the bigwigs pulled a suspect file before it even happened.
Where'd the info about Kitakata come from?
Not sure. But the National Police Agency said it came from public security.
Public security?
The public security branch of the police is practically Japan's spy ring. It keeps an eye on foreign agents, gangs, and political groups. They don't hunt criminals so much as gather intel and analyze it to maintain the peace.
Why is public security involved in Sawa-sensei's case?
Seems they were interested in RK's criminal network in Kamurocho. You know how after the Tojo clan disbanded, the criminals started going underground? Well, public security would rather let RK roam free than bust them. Monitoring them quietly gives them intel on criminal movements. And even if you catch these guys, new ones will just take their place.
Wait, so they want RK on the streets? Is that why they're brushing Sawa-sensei's case under the rug?
If RK goes down in one fell swoop over a murder case, they have to find a new source of intel. Purely speaking, from public security's point of view, that is.
Unbelievable.
Not that they'd ever say that out in, well, public. If you believe public security, there's no way RK killed Sawa-sensei.
What the hell? Do they even have a reason?
Not that I'm aware of. On top of that, I asked Tokyo PD about Soma. He doesn't have a record. No priors, no census registry, not even a damn profile pic.
Then, what does that mean?
The man known as Kazuki Soma doesn't exist, basically. Maybe that's how it's always been, or maybe it's a cover-up. They had plenty of files on Kuwana to send our way instead. They're the ones who made him the prime suspect in Sawa-sensei's case, too.
That doesn't make any sense.
Look, Kuwana's a scapegoat for RK. Public security wants to shut the curtains on Sawa-sensei's case with him. As far as they're concerned, with Kuwana silenced, it'll all balance out.
So that's what you meant by Kuwana having an accident.
Right. Better to flush your shit than keep a lid on it.
I can't imagine it's easy for public security to pin the blame on Kuwana for Sawa-sensei's murder. Then again, dead men don't talk. If they get rid of Kuwana, that'll be enough to muddy the waters. Yeah, I mean, the amount of effort that they would have had to go through to doctor the tapes and delete the footage to make it appear that only Kuwana had been there. Like, again, for the benefit of Salamander, they had an entire 3-team division football squad there. There were so many RK guys on multiple levels running around this parking complex and fighting, chasing Kuwana and fighting with Yagami, that they would have had to doctor a tremendous amount of footage, not only from the apartment complex, but from surrounding buildings as well.
So who's running the show in public security? Do they have a name?
I wasn't told, unfortunately. Afraid I'm further down the food chain than you thought. Yeah, Watanabe speaking. Huh? Jincho?
Huh?
Right. Got it. Call me if anything else comes up. Kuwana's been spotted. A witness reported seeing him in Jincho.
Seriously? He's back here?
Couldn't say for sure.
Where's he at?
Fukutokucho, in Koreatown, where the Komi Jewel hang out. The police are headed there now.
Komi Jewel?
Apparently it means spiderweb in Korean. You haven't seen it? It's made to look like it's abandoned.
And Kuwana's there?
You're not gonna say you got that from me, right?
I don't have much time. You said Kuwana might have an accident, didn't you? I'm sure that's why you're telling me all this.
If you find him, let him know it's public security that's after him. And they mean business.
Also, so upon like looking at it more carefully, the issue that I was having with the QuickTime event is that it was showing left stick, then an arrow pointing to X, then an arrow pointing to triangle, and I was seeing that in my eyes as push the left stick to the right, and that was immediately failing it. Oh, you don't sell any cash. Well, let me buy some 4-leaf clovers because I'll probably use those for something.
For real?
Oh, square him to death! His health bar started having color in it about 39 hits earlier than that. Get him. Okay, I'm never ever gonna hit with that third hit, I guess. Okay, just near to him, I guess. Okay, sure. At what point do the pieces of his glasses come out the other side of his skull?
Really, guys?
Okay. I need some food. And you'll notice there that I wasn't too keen on doing a lot of, like, eating health stuff, because if we can possibly make it to Cecil Cafe... I can save all those for another time. Do you think there's any chance, like any chance at all, that Yagami has a skateboard in this because Detective Francis York Morgan in Deadly Premonition 2 got a skateboard? And the people that, like, maybe they played that and they were like, well, this game is terrible, but I like the skateboard, so what if we did that for Yagami? Hello. I would like to have... Oh, we haven't had anything from here yet. So, let's have some special pancakes and special shortcake and maybe the strawberry parfait, some Blue Mountain, blended coffee, Earl Grey tea. There we go. That seems like a healthy, balanced breakfast.
Starving. Pretty tasty. Thanks.
IHOP has New York style cheesecake pancakes that I have decided I am not allowed to have because I think they are extremely good. And I haven't looked it up, but I assume that those are like 6,700 calories per pancake or something. So it's like, I've had them. They are extremely good. They are so good that I think it's probably best to... All right. The best I can hope for is that the driver of that white van has increased insurance premiums because he has like a big dent from Yagami's kneecap in the front bumper.
Let's go.
The other cars, they drive very, very respectfully around all the thugs. It's only Yagami that they'll plow right into. I feel like Deadly Premonition 2, and I say this as someone who has not played it, so I'm only going exclusively based on the reaction that I saw of those who did. People like James Stephanie Sterling, who was a huge evangelist for the first game, gave it, I think, like the maximum score at whatever outlet it was being reviewed for at the time. Really, really loved the first Deadly Premonition and had basically nothing good to say about the second one, and an opinion that soured even more as time went on. Oh, hold on.
Yagamishi, it's me. I have an update for you. It seems Kawana has been spotted in Ijincho.
Yeah, in Komicho, right? I'm headed there now.
Ah, fastidious as ever. But the police have already started blocking off Komicho.
Already?
They're probably going to surround the area and gradually close in on Kawana-san. What's your plan, Yagamishi?
Public security is probably behind that. And according to Nabe-san, once they capture Kawana, they'll end up in an accident.
An accident?
Long story short, I need to find Kawana before the cops do. Can you navigate me to him?
I most certainly can. For now, just keep heading toward Komicho. In the meantime, I'll be monitoring the surrounding area. Oh, and I'll dispatch Sugiurashi.
Appreciate that, Tsukumo.
So hello to Circular 7, who's saying, I didn't think about the York skateboard thing, but no, Yagami had a skateboard briefly in the first game, and then they wanted it to be a regular thing now. I played the first game. I don't remember the skateboard thing. It might have been a side quest or some other thing that I didn't get to do. I don't remember. I don't mind the skateboard. I was just wondering where it came from, because it seems sort of...
Yagamishi, please come in.
Hey, I think I'm in front of Komicho.
Indeed you are. I can see you from the drone.
Then you'll notice the cops block the road. Any way I can get in there?
Not to worry. I've already looked into an infiltration route.
Better be careful here. Way to go. So, what should I do?
Can you see the white car that's parked in front of the barricade?
Yeah, I can.
There's a really small gap on the side of the car. You should be able to fit through it. It'll be a tight squeeze, I'm sure, but I have no doubt in your agility, Yagamishi.
Yeah, but what happens if I get spotted?
You can leave that part to me.
Itazo! Kochi!
Nice, Tsukumo. Now's my chance. Also, Circular 7 is saying if it wasn't a skateboard, it would have been Yagami having a guitar and joining a garage band. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, that might yet still happen with one of the school stories. Also, Tsukumo, like, buddy, we gotta talk about your definition of car. Okay, so I can look at him, I think. How do you look again? Like when they're highlighted, you look at them and then you do something, I thought. But I'm pressing the shoulder buttons, face buttons. Yep, that's that button. Sticks. Oh, okay. Throw a ball. Well, can I just walk past him? I guess not. Okay. Now I gotta wait for him to come back. So do I go choke him out? Is that our goal here? Okay, we do not. Okay, Yagami, that's weird. Alright, so I see that guy. I don't really... I feel like he's gonna, like, immediately see Yagami. This seems ridiculous. Oh, he's talking to somebody. Okay, I did not see the other person that was there. It still seems like he should have seen Yagami. He's acting incredibly suspicious. Okay, so I'm going this way. Yep.
Tsukumo, where should I go from here?
Komi Jewel proper seems to be located behind those construction fences. There's one door in the fence, so that's your best bet.
Fox McCloud is saying, quote, "How do you look with your eyes?" Well, I will note that I think we are now uncovering the actual secret on why the Ijincho police can't catch all of the thugs that are just roaming around picking random fights with people like Yagami. They can't see shit. It's really, really, really bad eyesight. So I got 22,000. Let's see if we can do something with Crane style. I have like the fewest moves for this. Quick step 3 times in a row. Yeah, it's okay. Crane King's Dignity. Brutal Delivery. Alright, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Let's grab some of this stuff. It's cheap enough that we can pick up a few different things, and I like having a variety of different moves. Alright, let's get that. We'll do the Airborne Assault. And sure, EX Blasting Kick. Also, this is hold R1 and press triangle after a square triangle triangle combo. Leap into the air to match R1 and triangle after an X. Oh, God. I'm not sure that I'm ever going to be able to do these, but let's try to remember to. 3 squares and a triangle-triangle combo, huh? Gassa. I hope I can, like, squeeze through here. Yep, alright. I would love to see any of these tactics attempted in real life. Alright, so... So I'm not getting the throw something at them ability. Oh, whoops. Look. I didn't see that up there. I thought it was a street sign.
Tsukumo, can I get a hand?
Just leave it to me.
Is Sam Lander, can you ask Rogue what that voice clip is saying? Ooh, made it without getting busted. If we have a second, Circular 7 is saying that the skateboard was in the main story in 1. Sugiura saved you from a bunch of thugs before his face reveal. You two ran away from them down the street. He picked up a skateboard to outrun the thugs. Oh, and Sam Lander missed it. Yeah, Tsukumo has been playing a particular voice clip using the drone, and it seems it draws people's attention. I'm just curious what it says. So, this is... It sounds like they're pronouncing it, Gomijul? I'm probably still doing that wrong. Kawana should be in here somewhere.
Tsukumo, keep navigating for me. And let me know as soon as you find Kawana. Huh? It's weird. Hello?
Great. Technical difficulties now? I guess I'll just have to make my way on my own. The seedy back alleys of Ijincho. Actually, it sounds like they're calling it Komijul, but like it's with a G, so I think that maybe it's just like a particularly hard sound.
Kitakata Sensei! Show yourself! Come on, get your ass out here!
Relax with the yelling, will you? You're giving away our location.
How am I supposed to relax? This shit's intense!
Shh, shh, shh.
Sugiura?
Didn't Tsukumo-kun tell you I was on my way?
Yeah, suppose he did.
Yagami-san, all these guys are RK.
Does that mean RK beat the police to Kawana?
No, not exactly. I just saw some cops let RK guys through. But maybe I'm wrong. I mean, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
No, that was no mistake. Some cops are working with RK.
But why?
Someone in authority on the force is trying to get rid of Kuwana. So they want him to have an accident.
What? That's off the scale insane.
Insane or not, I need to get to Kuwana before RK or the cops do. You know where he is?
I don't. Come to think of it, why would Kuwana-san come to Komichuo? Does he know someone here?
Good question. Let's just focus on reaching the top of this place for now. Aren't there people from Komichuo here? It can't be all RK. Maybe we can ask them where Kuwana is.
Worth a shot. As long as we don't give ourselves away.
Ronan is saying that he's been playing with subtitles, so the voice clip appears to say something to the effect of, "Hey, he's over here."
That looks like a lot of RK muscle to me, Yagami-san.
Yeah, but if that many are out searching, the silver lining is that they don't have a lead on Kuwana.
True. We'll just have to stay one step ahead of them then. I don't see anywhere else we can go, so let's go up those stairs.
All right, let's work out our leg muscles by doing that weird crouch walk.
Looks like this is the highest we can go.
Yagami-san, we've got RK coming in from below too.
Let's find another route on this floor.
I feel like Soma is not going to be especially happy with the search pattern that these guys have staked out. You know, just sort of stand around facing one another, not notice two unknown strangers that have come in and sort of milling around. All right, so I see something up there that makes me think that we can climb up to that pipe at some point. I'm just looking for where that pathway might start. Find a way through. Yeah, viable route. Oh, but I should be able to jump over to that side. Let's see how I can get past here. Maybe I can get higher if I go this way. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, we should be able to get up from here. Yeah. There we go.
Damn, wish I was that nimble.
Yeah, you big klutz. Taking the same route as Sugiura is going to be tough. I'll have to make my way up somehow. Well, I've done at least a little bit of upgrade to his, like, strength meter. It doesn't look like I can go up from here, but probably drop down, recover some strength. Found the missing pebble. The case of the missing pebble has been solved. What's this? Oh, a worn magnet. Just in case you needed one. Off the piping. Now, what's the... Oh, no, hold on. So sprint... sorry, everybody. What's the jump button? It actually doesn't really come up a lot. Do I just run towards the... Okay. Oh, I can't have any toughness, see, though. Wait. Oh, I want to go up.
Good work, Yagami-san.
Yo, you guys are Komi Jewel, aren't you?
Huh?
Yes.
Komi Jewel? Us?
What's going on here, man? This place is empty. Lead the way, would you?
Yagami-san, they seem like RK.
I'd rather not have to bullshit them.
So, take them down?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm cool with it. It just seemed to me like the easiest thing in the world was to say yes. So wait, what was it? In snake mode, square, 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 triangle, 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 and then something? Then R1 and something else, so... Oh, hold on, I might... Oh! That's not how the combo's supposed to go. I have like gas head here. Yeah, Yagami's not doing so well. Just wanted the toughness light.
Let's do this.
Wait, sorry, give me 1 second, because I want to see what the end of the combo is. Let me go to skills, crane kick. It was like, I thought it was one of these things. Oh, is it not this? Was it under snake or something? Which one did I get? Triple kick, rising the hurricane kicks. Yep, we did that while being knocked back. No, no, no. Here it is. Okay. R1 and triangle. Yeah. Square, 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 square. Triangle, triangle. And then triangle. Oh, I didn't do enough squares.
Yagami-san, looks like the top floor is up ahead. There's a room on this side too, though. Might be worth checking out.
Well, I'll check out the room. Circular 7 is saying that he's disappointed that it doesn't give you... Wait, what's this? Oh, sure, I'll save it. What's our oldest save? This one. That it would be nice if the game offered you, like, some options in terms of how to approach things, and that the first game did that. Yeah, it didn't do it very often, but the first game had the, like, oh, do you want to do it stealthy? Do you want to kick in the door and go real loud right away? And I always chose the stealth options. I have to assume that where that comes from is the... Do I not climb up on this? Where was Sugiura saying that I could get up higher than this? Oh, I'm sorry. The well-lit stairs. I guess my prediction is from a development standpoint. They're just like, well, it costs money to develop, so rather than delivering content that only some people are going to see, let's just have a more rigid experience. But I agree with you. I would have liked to have more choices in how to approach things.
Wish we'd had some sign of Kawana-san, but maybe we'll still get lucky? Are you ready to go, Yagami-san?
And hello to Dougler. Dougler, by the way, how do you like Henchman's Story? Am I remembering the name of it correctly? I think it was Henchman's Story. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Also, is all of Henchman's Story voice acted?
Man, where is this fucking guy? It's just taking forever. Yeah, it's not like anyone else is here. You think the cops got it wrong? Then what do? Keep looking? Is there a fucking point?
Seems like Kawana-san's giving them the slip. What's the plan now?
Let's find out what RK's gonna do when they catch Kawana. Are they planning to kill him themselves?
What, you gonna just stroll up and ask him?
Well, I only count 4 of them, so 2 each. Piece of cake.
I guess.
Okay, let's go. Hello, gentlemen. Had a couple questions for you.
Huh? Who the hell are you two? You with the Kome jewel?
Yes.
They don't even recognize you, Yagami-san?
Well, that's kind of sad.
What's going on here?
Yagami-san? I don't think it's just 2 each anymore.
Yagami? Hey, that's the detective from Kamurocho.
A detective?
Just get him! They're with Kitakata!
Fuck yeah. Let's get it started. Hope you're ready to die.
I've been waiting for this shit.
Why is the man in the dark green winter jacket red flag thug? I promise I'm doing the next step. It's hold down R1 and triangle. I hate them throwing dust. No, what is this? They've got guns? Oh, Yagami can't see, he's blinded. Oh yeah, the soda move again. And he can drink it with his mask on. That's a Mass Effect 2 technology right there. Okay, stop. I just took a bullet wound. I need to have some sushi. Oh, what's this? I'll have some 1.5% pork ramen. And some handmade meat bun, bean paste bun, melon pan. Oh, look at how much health the melon pan gives you. Top left. Wow. It doesn't actually contain melons. I feel ripped off. Let's have this croquette pan, Chinese sticky rice. Wow, a lot of this food is not very good for you. Okay, we've got to take the guys with the guns. All right, hopefully nobody gets to pick that up again. Okay, Yagami, enough with the animation locking. Douglas is saying that it's almost entirely voice, but Stan's internal monologue is not. Yeah, I was wondering because most of what I saw was all voice acted, and that's why I was curious about it.
That all you got? I thought there were more of you guys.
Let's not jinx it, man.
You guys came looking for Kuwana, right? What were you gonna do to him?
We were just told to catch him. Not sure what comes after that.
You sure the plan wasn't to kill him?
I said I don't know!
Who gave the order here? Soma?
It was Akusa-san. Probably on Soma-san's orders, though.
Hey, Yagami-san?
Hey, how come Ijincho has so many creepy masks?
I was just gonna ask you.
Kuwana's not here.
Huh?
That intel was fake. We were the ones who put it out.
You live here? Then you must be Komicho.
Normally, it's us hiring the handyman, but this time it was Kuwana asking the favor.
Huh? To put out false information?
Yes. He said he wanted to see what kind of enemy he was dealing with, and how they'd respond to an eyewitness report. Seeing as how easy police info made its way to these thugs, I'd say he was wise to use caution. Were he any closer, he would have been ensnared by now.
So Kawana's nearby, watching everything unfold as we speak? He's really in Ijincho then?
We'll have to clear the room to discuss that.
Hey, why are you looking at me?
Sorry.
Damn it, I really wanted to know why he's red flag thug.
As you said, Kawana's returned to Ijincho. There are benefits to being here that only he can exploit.
Where's he hiding out?
Under the protection of Tesso from the Yokohama Ryomon. But you're cleared to see him. We already took care of that.
Kawana actually said he'd meet us?
Come on. There's a way through the cops don't know. You can get out to the city from there.
That'd be helpful, thanks.
Guess you're not so bad after all.
Bear in mind, you may not leave alive if you come back. You were never welcome here.
And never mind. So, where do we find Kuwana-san?
I'm sure the Ryomon will lead us to him. Just so happens I've got a brother there named Tesso.
Oh, what?
Now let's get there before Kawana changes his mind.
Fox McCloud is a fan of Yagami's fashionable hand-on-hip stance. It's very casual, isn't it? He really wants you to know that he's interested in looking his absolute best. Yeah, that interview with like, and please forgive me if it's Greg Chen or Greg Chun. I keep intending to look it up to verify, but that interview that he gave, he was just like I said, there was a real like joy to it, like a real excitement that this is a chance to do like a real leading role, and he was. Wait, who are we fighting?
Great.
Triangle, triangle, triangle. Okay. Do you have to be in EX mode? Because it is labeled for like an EX move, but it didn't say it in the description, so maybe that's why it's not firing. No, don't die. Hold on a second. I think in mid, this is a good time to have like a tuna and egg sandwich, right? Fox McCloud is saying, what's with the golden suits anyway? And Circular 7 is like gold guy. These are like the nouveau riche. They appear to take the place of the like mini bosses that you could and most likely would fight in the first Judgment game, but where those guys were worth basically nothing and were just sort of a hassle, these guys cough up between 50 to 100,000 yen. And given the amount of money that I spent on motorcycles recently, I will be happy to accept your 50 grand.
Yeah, let's go.
Sugio's like, yeah, okay. Mission accomplished, Yagami. Don't preen. Let's hit it.
So, you're Yagami Yanaki? Tesso-san told me to let you in.
Yagami Aniki?
Will you be coming inside?
That means Kawana's back there. Maybe I should prep before going in. I still got like plenty of like healing items and stuff, right? You know something?
No, but I'll be back.
Understood.
Just to be on the safe side, let's hit like a Popo Mart or something. I don't want to get myself into like a really miserable situation. Is there a Pop-O Mart? Wait, that was one. Yeah. All right. We'll try to run past this fight. Yeah, get out of here. We'll do this as quickly as possible. I just, again, am mindful of, like, the big boss fight in the first Judgment game that was, like, I was fully stocked, and in retrospect, extremely glad for it because it required a lot of what I had. Okay, everyone relax. Okay, I feel like I have to settle this fight. Oh, there we go. Okay, that was it. I don't know what I did differently, to be honest. But whatever. I wanted to do it at least once.
Yes,
we bought the move. Okay, so let's just fill up on everything, right? I just got 50 grand off that man in the gold suit. As far as why they wear gold suits, I will go with equal parts cultural realism, followed by a bean paste bun. I didn't realize I was out of those. Followed by, all right, we got that. Torriner, Staminan, Premium Boss. Okay, that's enough. All right. Now let's head in. So Tesso is the guy with the Freddy Krueger claws. I feel like the people who made the game really like him, which is cool because I really like him as well. Ronan says, it seems the definition for it is people who have recently acquired wealth, typically those perceived as ostentatious or lacking in good faith. Yeah, no, nouveau riche is a French term for exactly that. Someone who has, like, their new money. They suddenly come in and don't yet. My understanding is that it was originally used as like a term of derision. That, oh, these people don't understand the social status that comes and responsibility that comes from having like a lot of money. Why or how it relates to the world of Judgment, I don't know. I think it's just a name for like, oh, this guy has a lot of cash. Recently acquired cash. Let's make sure that he is parted from it.
So, you Yagami, will you be coming in?
Yes, alright, let me pass.
Sure, let me pass.
This way, please.
And Ronan is saying that person in a tacky gold suit fits that description. Yeah, spending a lot of money to show that they have it. Tacky, showy, making a big deal out of it. Draws a lot of attention.
Bro, hey man. Welcome back, friends.
Tesso Aniki? Do I have to call you that?
Take a seat. And you too, buddy.
This'll be fun.
And which of your names should we be using for you now? Kuwana? Or do you prefer Kitakata-sensei?
Kitakata's a name that's been all but murdered by society. In Ijincho, I'm just a merry old handyman Kuwana-san.
If you ask the cops, you're the murder suspect Kitakata. After killing Sawa-sensei, you fled the scene. At least, that's the story the police top brass are passing down through the ranks. Now, why would they say something like that about you?
Calm down, Yagami. How come you never relax?
So Kuwana hired you guys from the start, and you pretended to not know each other in front of me? If that's the case, you really went all out for me.
Didn't I tell you? The Liumang accepts anonymous requests too. Tesso didn't know I was the one who hired him. I suppose there's no point in hiding that now.
That's just how it is. Nothing to get mad over, bro.
You really aren't hiding anything? Did you tell him all you've done?
He's a former high school teacher who's going around killing bullies. Can't be much more to hide than that. Need any more convincing?
Honestly, I'm at a loss. I worked my ass off to get where you are.
And I'm still trying to untangle the mess you've made of it. You've got my student helpers by the throats. so I'm really backed into a corner here.
You mean the graduates from Kurokawa Academy? Like Mamiya-san?
Very good, Sugiura-kun. So how about it? No reason for us to doubt each other's intentions, right? All the secrets are out in the open now.
Fine. And I'm gonna light up.
You were just over at Komijou, weren't you? RK was looking for me there. The police even lent them a hand.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm even more confused. I give up. Who in the world could be after me? Who has influence over both RK and the police?
Care to venture a guess?
They'd be the uneducated guesses of a handyman. You got any bright ideas yourself, Master Detective?
I haven't confirmed it for sure yet, but I have a pretty good theory for you.
Oh? Who?
I just heard this from Detective Watanabe. The ones looking for Kawana are public security.
The Public Security Division. That's what a detective from Kanagawa PD said. According to them, you're the prime suspect in Sawa-sensei's murder. That's why Kanagawa PD was told to lay off RK. Any trace of RK in the footage near Sawa-sensei's place is gone. Likely public security's work. And with that kind of backing, it's understandable why RK is so confident.
Yo, hold up again. Why is public security after Kawana in the first place?
Why is public security after Kawana? Likely the wishes of a specific individual. They're working with Reiko Kusamoto. Let's look at the other. Trying to preserve the RK. Well, that is... Wait, hold on. Because that's actually what Detective Watanabe said. That public security uses RK as a source of intelligence, and by keeping them active on the streets, that source of intelligence remains viable. So I think actually I'm glad that I stopped to look, because that's what he said.
This is all to preserve RK. Public security doesn't want them to disappear. That's why they're trying to close the book on the case by saying Kawana killed Sawa-sensei.
But why?
In Kamurocho, with the Tojo clan disbanded, ex-Yakuza are scattered all over the place. RK has absorbed them into their network, and public security is monitoring them to keep the peace.
Then why is RK after Kawana-san? Was public security already helping them at that point?
Huh? Well, I'm not too sure.
Come on. We're screwed if we can't figure this out.
Right. Give me a sec to think.
Okay, well that is... Well, hold on, but that is what he said. I know it's Reiko Kusamoto. I gotta double check the name. Hello to Brian. So, Brian, there was something I've been meaning to ask you. The other day, you did a... This was like back in December, but you did a comparatively short stream, and I remember that the topic of conversation came up that you were looking to, like... it seemed like you had gotten a gift card for, like, Xbox, and you wanted to trade it for a PlayStation, and there was somebody in your chat that you were interacting with. I hope that went okay. I was just sort of like a little bit concerned on your behalf, just because that seems like a common scam that people online will run. Oh yeah, here's my code, and then it doesn't work and they just ghost you. Did that all work out okay regarding the codes? So Reiko Kusamoto is like the specific individual that I was thinking of. It's just it's information that I don't know that Watanabe had. It's just I wanted to provide that information.
Public security is probably working for Reiko Kusamoto, Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health.
What?
Kawana, you had your students kidnap Shinya Kawai, right? 5 years ago in Kamurocho? Kawai bullied Reiko Kusamoto's son, Mitsuru-kun. That painted a target on his back for you. But before you took Kawai out, you approached Reiko Kusamoto with your revenge offer, didn't you? Ahara told us that. Before taking revenge on a bully, you'd approach the family about it first. Did you make the same offer to Reiko Kusamoto?
What if I did?
She's the Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health. She's pretty popular. She's even cleaning up her predecessor's mess. If it were to surface that she agreed to a revenge killing, they'd have yet another massive scandal on their hands. And if you get to go down in cuffs instead of a body bag, that detail may just come out. Before that can happen, Reiko Kusamoto plans to
have me silenced and use public security to do it.
Exactly. Except public security can't just go after you, so they subcontracted RK to do the dirty work. That would explain why public security is trying to cover for RK.
I see. Well, the logic starts off soundly enough.
Something wrong with it?
Unfortunately, yes. Something does stick out.
And what's that?
I did, in fact, approach Kusumoto-san 5 years ago about taking revenge on Shinya Kawai. And just as you said, I used Mamiya-kun and the others to kidnap Kawai.
And?
From that point on, Kusumoto-san knew I was directing Mamiya-kun and the others. She'd seen their faces, knew their identities, everything. So, if Kusumoto-san wanted to go after me, Mamiya-kun and the others would be first on the list. But the fact is, public security hasn't laid a finger on them, even now. Which means, Kusumoto-san isn't the one giving them orders.
Huh. That's new information. Also, Brian is saying that he sold it at work. That's a relief. I feel like that's the much safer way to go, and it sounds like that went well, so that's good. So if Reiko Kusumoto was giving orders to public security, she could have gotten to Kawana much quicker.
Sure. That makes some sense.
Hey, so sorry if this is off topic, but what was Kusumoto-san doing when Shinya Kawai was killed 5 years back?
She was standing right there with me. Afterwards, she took 3 days of PTO, and that was a first for her.
Why?
Shinya Kawai died at the hands of Kusumoto-san. She drove the knife into his chest personally. She took it slow, making sure he suffered the whole time. Just like Akihiro Ehara, she avenged her son with her own 2 hands. I admire her.
She killed Kawai herself?
The current Vice Minister of the Ministry of Health committed murder. If that's true, she's had to keep that hidden for a long time.
Afterward, she told me she'd never wash the smell of his blood off her hands.
Damn, man.
I was the only one who knew that, by the way. The others have no idea. On that day 5 years ago, I sent them straight home after they brought me Kawai. And I was the only one with Kusumoto-san when she killed him.
This sounds way too crazy to be real.
Even so, the fact is, Kusumoto-san hasn't betrayed me. Besides, I doubt the Vice Minister is powerful enough to order public security around.
Then who is giving them their orders?
Well, I'd say your theory's on the right track. I'm sure public security contracted RK. It lines up with what's happened so far. I imagine they're so persistent because they know I can be used against Kusumoto-san.
Either way, whoever's pulling the strings is someone who'll benefit from your capture. So if it isn't Reiko Kusumoto, maybe it's one of her enemies?
An enemy?
Yeah, like someone within the Ministry of Health, or maybe even some kind of political rival. Nothing would be more valuable to them than dirt on Kusumoto, right? They're probably trying to take her down. Or they could threaten and manipulate her as they see fit. Is that why public security's been taking action? If they wanted to take her down, they could have had the police investigate her fair and square.
But the part of that theory that I don't understand is that if Kawana was the only person that was physically with Kusumoto when she murdered the guy that Shinya Kawai, the whole thing that we've heard is that they're trying to get to Kawana so that they can kill him. They want to arrange for his death in police custody. They can't use him as a bargaining chip or blackmail if he's dead. So either that piece of information from Watanabe doesn't is inaccurate, or they have a really weird theory about how a political enemy is going to use this. Whoever's behind RK and public security must be an enemy of Reiko Kusumoto. That seems to be the most logical train of thought. If you say so, Yagami, that makes sense all the way up until the fact that they're trying to have him have a little accident in police custody and to turn up dead.
Right. Kusumoto-san can walk away from the Ministry of Health anytime she wants. Plus, she has the public's support, especially with the younger crowds. All just more reasons for her to have enemies.
I read some article about how even the Prime Minister has a hard time with her. Like, she'll get up in his face every time he signs an order. Dumbass loses so many arguments, he practically works for her now.
So the Prime Minister's trying to find some dirt on Reiko Kusamoto?
He's just an example. Weren't you listening when we said Kusamoto-san has lots of enemies in her position?
Hey, don't be a dick.
So whoever's behind this may have been looking for a weakness in Kusamoto-san for a while. They must have got their start after realizing Ehara's case was really about getting revenge on a bully. That puts Ehara and Reiko Kusamoto in the same boat, being that their only sons were bullying victims. And if they discovered that Kawai also vanished 5 years ago,
regardless, that wouldn't account for the rest of the incidents where a bully ended up dead. You'd know. You're the one going up and down the whole country killing them off, aren't you? Kawai makes number 7.
7? Damn, man.
it wouldn't take much to connect the dots. It'd lead straight to her. Reiko Kusamoto. Then they'd know that she was among the victims who got her revenge.
Yeah. And then, to Ehara's case. The link between him and Kusamoto is clear as day now if you know what you're looking for. That link is Sawa-sensei. It took me a while, but I connected the two cases together myself. It was RK. She never should have even been on their radar. In fact, they traced your name from her. Sawa-sensei knew. She suspected you were involved with the Mikoshiba murder in one way or another, right? You don't care. You see your killing spree on these former bullies like you're doing the country a service. In your eyes, this is vengeance. Actually, no. You'd call it justice, wouldn't you? Except, Sawa-sensei wouldn't have died if it was.
That was never my intent. She shouldn't have died.
No. You don't get to just brush her off like that. Like an afterthought. You had to have known you'd go down for this eventually. And you're fine if all your old students like Yui Mamiya go down with you. By then, why would you look back at your trail of blood? Why would you clean up all your carnage? It's not your problem, right? You move forward with one purpose. Send as many bullies to hell as you can. Beyond that, you don't give a shit what happens. Sawa-sensei died in tears. You didn't see what I saw. The fear she must have felt was still frozen on her face. You, Ehara, Reiko Kusamoto, you're all murderers. And so far, all of you have gotten away with it. So why did Yoko Sawa end up having to pay the price? Tell me, will you even be able to look her in the eye when you die?
I doubt it. That's gonna follow me well into the afterlife. So what now, then? March to the cops and turn myself in?
You should. If you don't do exactly that, no one will know why she had to die, and that'll be the end of her story. Everyone will keep on dancing around her death, even though she was completely innocent. Just like the cops are doing.
Afraid I can't do that. If I turn myself in now, there's only one thing that happens. Public security takes me out. And worse, Reiko Kusamoto would be compromised. And that, I will never allow to happen. Of all the people involved in this, she deserves to walk free. Her revenge was justified.
You think so?
All she did was scrape off the scum of the earth that pushed her only son into an attempted suicide. She didn't sit around crying about a legal miscarriage. She took justice into her own hands. No one has any right to indict her for that. So don't go there. Nobody lays a finger on her.
Hey, skinny ginger kid. Looks like this is gonna turn into a little more than a chat.
Good thinking.
So is your plan to kill me too? Anyone who interferes with your justice, we all get added to your body count, don't we?
The punishment fits the crime. You're just blind.
If you can't see that, then you can go to hell! Stay out of my way! Let's go!
Okay. I can still do this though. I have to say that, I want to reserve full judgment until the end, but on the whole, I am really enjoying how personal this story is compared to the first one. The first one, the first judgment felt a little. Oh, god damn it! Hold on a second. A little abstract because the nature of the conspiracy was so big. And I remember describing it at one point about like billionaires arguing about a land deal. That was sort of like my what the main takeaway of it was for a little bit. And then it sort of did crystallize by the end. And don't get me wrong, like I had a good time with Judgment. But this one seems it's a lot more direct and personal. There's a lot more at stake for the characters, and it's not about like which set of billionaires gets to win. Okay, that's a good throw, Yagami, but maybe not. Okay, I need another snack. I'm very glad that we stopped to get some more sandwiches. No, not yet. I'm not above using the super strength extract. I just, you know. We might want to wait for his final form. Damn it! Okay, hold on. The one move I have that will reliably hit this guy. Doesn't do a lot relative to the length of his health bar, but does something. Shit!
Bring it on!
Ow. Sure, Yagami, whatever. Don't pick up the chair then.
Bring it on!
I'm gonna have to have another snack after this. Okay. Stop. So, I got a Hug Bomb. Hug Bombs are basically worthless. I'm really, really, really glad that we got some more stuff. Let's have some ramen here. Maybe a pizza bun, yeah. Damn it! Oh! I really thought he hit me. That's not the sounds of winning the fight, Yagami. Markwak wants to know how many health bar colors this guy has. Most of it. It turns out that he is an all-inclusive health bar aficionado. Okay, so he does seem to be doing his own version of Snake, where every once in a while he can just sort of like turn Yagami aside and then get behind him and do a really devastating combo. The trouble is I don't know how to like work around it. Stop! Everybody stop! We're having more food. I'm going to have some more sandwiches. Can we please get up?
Bring it on!
Get up! Okay, so I need a new strategy, because at the moment I'm not laying a finger on him. I do like the steamed buns because they're good for just sort of like getting close to top off. Okay, there we go. I need to do a good counter on him. Fox and Puff put up a picture of a rainbow and said this many colors.
How long has this been going now?
I lost track.
Call it?
Nah. They're gonna tire out eventually. Beating the shit out of each other is the way some people communicate.
I can see that.
There we go. Now let's stop him.
Yeah, it's about that time.
Haven't you had enough yet?
What?
You think it's time to give it a rest?
Hell no. Stay out of our way.
You're not looking so hot.
You got lucky I stopped when I did, you know. I had a move lined up with your name on it. You're the one who got lucky as far as I'm concerned. I was about to kick your ass.
What a fucking mess, guys.
I'm not sure I've got room for any more.
Hey, both of you, eat. Your food's getting cold.
One of our higher-ups cooked this himself. It won't look good if there's any left.
Not a problem. This stuff's great.
Delicious. Man, this is the good stuff.
So that means Reiko Kusamoto could be being targeted by public security.
Right. It's possible part of the police wants to catch me as leverage against Kusamoto-san on public security orders. But that's only if public security really is behind this. You're the one who said you got that info from a cop.
Well, someone up top's been putting pressure on the investigation. That much is clear. But no matter how you slice it, the fact that you're enemy number one while RK roams free is absurd. Unfortunately, all I got out of that cop was that public security itself is who we're up against.
Public security is Japan's top intelligence agency. If they're after you, there's no escape.
Agreed.
then I guess now's a good time to make a suggestion.
Huh?
Tell me, who benefits the most from you two fighting? Huh? That'd be public security. The more you drag each other down, the easier they'll be able to get the jump on you. By the time you notice, it's too late. They've got you. And that's exactly what they'd want, right? But what if you two work together? You watch each other's backs and act before RK and public security do. You might even be able to find out who's pulling the strings.
Huh. Yeah. For two enemies to join forces, there needs to be an even greater threat to fight.
Sure. I'm on board with that.
Fine, but this is only temporary. Once we finish with public security, I'm gonna make sure you answer for what you've done.
Okay, then where do we start? Should we just storm public security at this point?
No. First, we need to confirm public security is really the enemy we're after.
Right. We'll make our move after that.
We have the element of surprise. They have no idea we're working together.
Then we'll use it to our advantage and outsmart them.
Aw, look at the boys playing nice.
If public security is trying to find some leverage against Kusumoto-san, they'll likely be listening in on her. They're the experts in wiretapping and espionage, after all. We just need a quick confirmation.
How?
We'll just give her a call.
Right here?
Yes. That way, her enemy will trace the call and pinpoint our location. And public security is the only one in Japan who can pull that off, so we'll know right away if it's them.
Good thinking.
Yeah. Wait, hold up! You saying if you call up Reiko Kusumoto, then the bad guys will start pouring in? Can we maybe not do that here?
Actually, that might just work in our favor.
Huh? Bro, why are you talking crazy?
Yagami-san, you sure about getting on bro terms without Kaito-san? Wouldn't that bum him out?
Whoa. This is amazing. What is this?
Good shit, huh? You've got good taste, bro. I knew you of all people would notice the difference.
Kuwana, when was the last time you spoke to Reiko Kusumoto?
5 years ago, on the night she killed Kawai. We arranged it, so we'd never contact each other after that.
So you have her number then?
If it hasn't changed.
What is it then? I have an idea.
What?
We're gonna set a trap to find out if we really are up against public security. If they trace the call and they send people for us, then we know for sure it's them. That's why we're gonna call Reiko Kusumoto using a location that doesn't exist at all.
How's that work?
We'll use 2 phones that can't be traced back to us, and we'll relay your voice. Obviously, you won't be wherever we do this from. Best to do this someplace with no one around. Once we see who they send in, mission accomplished.
Wait, what's happening?
Don't worry, I got it. You'll catch up, Sugiura-kun.
First, we need to know our enemy. I'll have Tsukumo prep us some burner phones.
Which means a truce for the time being?
Only while you're here. Gotta keep things civil for my brother.
Man, Zhao-san's cooking makes even the suckiest situations not suck.
Cheers to that!
Careful, when Sugiura gets a little bit of a drink in him, he gets real kicky. We've learned that in this episode.
Hey, so Tsukumo-kun's already got the phones ready. They're burners that can't be traced back to us.
2 of them, right?
Just like you asked for.
Nicely done, Yokohama 99. You work quick.
Okay, time to go see Tsukumo. Alright, it shouldn't be far. Yeah, it's right around the block. So,
yeah, let's go.
A lot of stuff happened there, and I had a question as it was unfolding. Maybe I will think of it as we are continuing to go. Yeah, we also got like 15,000 SPs. Oh, yeah, up to 30,000. Let me just see if there's any stats that we want to get. Don't have enough SP for that. Boost attack level 4. You know something? Maybe it's time to just do this. Because it's not that Yagami doesn't hit hard, but if you can afford to hit harder, maybe it's a good time for it. And also, yeah, let's charge up the EX gauge even faster. Alright, that's a good expenditure. In terms of like who public security is going to send in, wouldn't we just assume it's going to be RK? I mean, I understand that like by calling her and seeing if the line is traced, that will help to confirm their suspicions. But I don't know if they'll learn at this stage very much depending on who shows up, because you would think it would either be the police or RK. So unless it's like Soma himself or something, I'm not sure what they stand to learn from that particular turn.
Just the two I've been waiting for. Excellent work, by the way.
Hey, got those burner phones ready?
Of course I do. Who do you think I am?
I still don't fully get what's going on. Yagami-san, what are we gonna do with these?
Okay, I'll break it down. First, we call Kawana on one phone. Let's say this one here. Then we use this other phone to call Reiko Kusamoto, using them that way. The phones won't be connected to each other, but their voices will be relayed so they can talk normally.
Oh, okay. And then?
If public security finds out Reiko Kusamoto's talking to Kawana, they'll trace the call without actually finding him. And we can see exactly who they send without risk of being seen ourselves.
I think I'm getting it.
Surely you don't intend to do that here, do you? That would put a beacon on us for Kawana-san's enemies.
Yeah, we'll do it somewhere remote. We need a place where nobody would raise an eyebrow at an army of public security boys. And it's gotta have a good vantage point.
There's a building under construction not far from here. It's late, so no one should be around that may get involved unintentionally.
Where is it?
It's right near Seiryo High. There's a crane by the river, too. You'll know when you see it.
Okay, you two stay put. I should be able to handle this alone.
You sure about that?
Let me at least put out a drone, Yagamishi, even if it isn't much. I'll use it to capture the faces of Kawana-san's pursuers.
That'd be good.
Fox McCloud is summing it up in the classic art of using a quick analogy so that the audience understands from Star Trek. The phones are 69ing. Makes sense to me. I used a lot of health items, so let's stop at a Popo Mart on the way. Yeah, let's go right there. So during that, at one point, Yagami and Kawana say, "Oh, we have the element of surprise. The public security has no idea that we're working together." Well, given that they're the ones who most likely would have been responsible for reconfiguring the security footage to make it appear that Kawana did, if they looked at that security footage, they would have seen Yagami covering Kawana's escape. Now, additional information might lead them to believe that they're currently on opposite sides of things, which is true, but they're also going to understand that these two have a previous history of working together. So I'm not sure that their ruse is as, like, rock solid as they present it to be. Oh, no, I need some more of those. Okay, lots of those. We got those. Pizza buns. I don't think it'll give a lot of health, but the pizza buns and the steam buns, even the gold steam buns, those look delicious to me. And that food that they were just having there in the restaurant, I was like, yeah, it's making me hungry. I don't think we have any of these. Let's grab some of that. All right. And that's why sometimes I stop to beat up the Nouveau Riche, because sometimes you need cash to fill your pockets full of sushi. All right, now we're on to the crane, and we're going to make this telephone call. This is the sort of plot point when it feels like it would be pretty weird. Yeah, speaking of the Nouveau Riche, pretty weird to go visit Amasawa and go like hang out with her for a while. Ouch. Okay. I'm immediately going to have some of that food that I just bought. That's great. But we'll still make more from the fight than than this is gonna cost. Wow, that was me immediately trying to dodge. Okay, we might have to go back to the bento to the Papo Mart. Sorry, everybody. Oops. Hey, we did get the third finishing blow off.
What a waste.
Is there another Papo Mart? Well, there's a pharmacy. We have to be able to get some good meds at a pharmacy, I would say. And that was with the latest attack upgrade. I probably should have been in Tiger style the whole time. But that man, much like the fellow before him, had a whole bunch of health bars. Oh, no, they don't sell anything that I want. Oh, they do sell this. Health Bomb Omega. They only got the one, and that actually completely cleaned me out. We've already got the secret contacts, don't we? SP earned plus 5%? Pretty sure we do. Alright. I'm almost out of cash. Yagami's gonna have to pick up some side jobs as a cashier or something. The last thing, the last link between Judgment and the Yakuza, not Yakuza, Shenmue series. Make the main character do super menial odd jobs for tens of hours at a time to be able to progress the main story. Now, see, the nice thing is that since we're already getting chased, these guys won't be able to initiate a chase. I might still have to have a fight here, but at least we won't have to fight both groups. All right. How are we doing? Are they still on my trail? Do you think we can go? Also, how am I doing on health? Let's stop by this establishment. It looks like it's here. Yo, do you serve food here? To me, I mean. Doesn't look like you're too busy. Alright, awesome. Let's have those special pancakes. And I'm gonna have a mocha just to wrap it up. Ronan said, I've heard Yakuza was the natural progression of Shenmue. I've never played it.
Starting to feel
Neither have
tasty.
I.
Thanks.
I can only say that, like, based on the way that Judgment is structured, which I'm given to understand is very similar to Shenmue, I can absolutely see the similarities. I've not played Shenmue. I have watched both games all the way through as part of the Game Informer Super Replay that Andrew Ryan and Kyle Hilliard did. So I'm familiar with them from that, and...
This must be the construction site Tsukumo was talking about.
Judgment feels like a vastly improved and refined vision
This is
of
Tsukumo. Yagami-shi, I've confirmed your position.
what Shenmue was trying to do.
Yeah. I think I can spot whoever comes close from here. I'm gonna call Kawana on the burner now.
Understood.
It's Kawana.
You ready? I'm about to call Reiko Kusamoto. Once you're connected, you take it from there.
It's been 5 years since I last spoke to her.
Yeah. Can't imagine this won't be awkward.
I know. Okay, do it.
Go straight to voicemail. She's on vacation. All of this is for nothing.
Yes, hello?
This is Kitakata, from Kurakawa Academy.
What?
You'll have to forgive me for this, but the position I'm in required me to reach out to you. I would never have done this otherwise. I should also note, there's a high probability this phone call is being tapped.
I see. Very well, then.
It's been 13 years, Kusumoto-san.
So it has.
Kitakata-sensei.
I've read about your accomplishments. To think you'd become a vice minister.
You never really know how things are going to work out.
But that's not true at all, Kusumoto-san. You were always destined to move up in the world. I've got to be honest with you. A woman as virtuous and as capable as you deserves the world and then some. But how is Mitsuru-kun?
I'm afraid he's still asleep. Nothing's changed.
I see. I wish I had the words.
What is it you wanted?
If you've been watching the news, you probably already heard. I've become a prime suspect for a crime. They think I murdered Yokosawa in her apartment.
I've heard.
Obviously, it wasn't me who killed her, of course. Do you happen to remember Sawa-kun by any chance?
The girl from your class. She was the only one of those students who ever came to visit Mitsuru. But even then, that's been at least 10 years now. I got a letter from her once. She wanted to tell me she'd become a teacher. But I never did reply. And that was the last I'd heard from her.
I see.
So back to my question. What do you want?
I hope you weren't planning to ask me for a favor. I'm afraid the answer would be no.
No, it's not that. It's just... I wanted to let you know that at some point, someone may come to you to ask a few questions about me. I thought I should give you a heads up. I'll make every effort to ensure they won't cause any trouble for you, Kusumoto-san. I'm sorry about this. I'll try to handle it from my side.
So in your opinion, then, do you believe anything related to you could cause me any trouble?
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll be just fine.
We're almost to the signal. Kill the headlights.
2 cars inbound. Looks like we were right on the money. This proves Reiko Kusumoto's phone is compromised. And if there's one organization capable of tracing a call and moving on it, it's gotta be public security on the hunt for Kawana.
Public security is really coming straight to you by car?
No. There's no way they could mobilize their people that quickly. My guess, it's gotta be the prefectural police that they've got in their pocket. Or it's just RK.
I will say it's been great to hear your voice again. But this should be the last time you ever hear from me. I'll try my best.
I understand. Goodbye.
Hey, look. It's a drone. It has a phone attached to it. Shoot it! Shoot it down!
You sure?
Just take it down! Hurry it up! Hey! What the fuck are you aiming at?
I can't hit it! It's too small! Shit!
Damn, dude. How the hell are we supposed to chase down a drone? And where the fuck is this Kawana guy?
Who knows, man? They called us in to catch this shithead, but how the hell are we supposed to do that? It's fucked up. Do we look like Spec Ops?
Yeah, right. But at least you gotta shoot that thing.
This is my second time, actually. I took a few shots at some kids in a park. I aimed at the ground and sent those little shits running for their lives.
We're done here. Pack it in.
That's 6 punks and only 1 gun between you by my count.
Thank you.
Who the fuck are you?
It was you guys in charge. I'm sure Kawana would have had this whole thing solved a long time ago. Well, then again, I suppose I do have to give you credit for how fast you made it here.
That was my gun, asshole!
Who's the one giving the orders? You may as well just level with me. You guys are RK's bottom rung, right?
It sounds like you must know Kuwana. Well, I guess we're not gonna be leaving here empty-handed after all. Come on! We're taking this guy in, boys! Fuck him up!
Alright, why does this always happen to me?
Just a very quick thing, because I've been reading it along. Circular 7 is saying, in the first game, Yagami felt a lot like an odd jobs guy in side missions, so it makes sense that Kuwana the Handyman is his rival in this game. He had also previously made the observation that they should have been brothers, because they certainly argue and fight like one. Yeah, I felt... You're putting to words something that I've sort of felt about Kuwana, that he is the like dark side version of Yagami. Like, if you think it through, Yagami's career went off the rails because he believed that he had failed to successfully discern that the man that he was defending was in fact a murderer. Now, the events of the first game shone a lot of light on that, and it's not quite what he thought, but Yagami changed careers and rededicated himself to pursuing justice. So did Kuwana. Kuwana was also culpable in the death of somebody for having failed to understand the severity of what was going on, and changed careers to rededicate himself to justice. But it's a much, much darker form of justice, this vigilante justice to go around and murder other bullies who are, guilty of having driven people to suicide. So they are very clearly, I think, designed to be mirrors of one another, having taken different paths towards ends that they perceive to be righteous. The thing is, I do tend to agree with Yagami a lot more. Also, Fox McCloud was saying that he beat a game called Foreclosed. It was so easy and very short. Says that it only took up 1 gigabyte. And then finally, had an interesting observation of that if Yagami taped the phones together, how did he dial the number on the second phone? I can only assume that it happened off screen before he taped them together, but you're correct, I hadn't really thought of that.
Let's go.
Oh, that was a good grab. Oh, by the way, this gun guy can go straight to hell. Like, I didn't get to call it out during that cutscene, but I feel really bad for the folks that are in the office apartment behind the drone. Because those bullets don't just wink out of existence. They don't despawn when they don't hit the drone. Oh! Okay, that was, again, me trying to... Okay, come on, Yagami. That's a Cara Dune punch. Flipped him completely upside down. Sorry, that was funny.
Let's go.
Yeah, as Circular 7 says, he shot out like a half dozen windows in that building.
Who sent you here?
The order came from the head honchos in RK.
You mean Soma?
Not that high up. It was one of the bosses. There's a bunch of them.
What did they tell you to do once you found Kuwana?
They just said to catch him. Well, they also made it very clear not to kill him. Like we'd pull the trigger. We never even heard what our cut was.
Just another useless grunt. Tell me, gentlemen, how would you feel if you found out you were just pawns in public security's game?
We're playing what game now?
I suggest you quit RK while you can. Go tell your buddies, get them out too. Otherwise, they'll keep you in the dark, use you and toss you aside. And then, you'll end up in a ditch there's no crawling out of.
Yes?
Pardon me. You would be Reiko Kusumoto, correct?
Sir, it's a little late for this. And how'd you get in here in the first place? I've expressly forbid having visitors.
Calm now. I'm a coordinator with the National Police Bureau, but I'm sure you're familiar with my Division of Public Security. Bondo is my name, ma'am.
Are you now? Well, I'm afraid coordinator is rather vague.
I have a more public-facing title as well, of course. But I'm trying to be discreet here, so let's not get bogged down with minor details. It's in our best interests. I'm afraid that won't help. I've already seen to that.
What is this?
There's a question I need answered with some urgency, Kusumoto-san. It concerns the disappearance of a certain individual.
Huh.
About 5 years ago, a man vanished off the streets of Kamurocho. I'm sure you'll recognize him. A former classmate of Mitsuru-kun here, Shinya Kawai. I believe there are things you might know. I can say that with some level of certainty, as a matter of fact.
All right, this is awesome because this was just about as long as I had to stream, and I was hoping to hold out until we hit a chapter break, and that's exactly what we've done. Now, I know from experience that as soon as we save the game, it's going to proceed. So, yeah, this was just before like one of those major fights. I think the fight with Kawana. So let's save it over this one, and then we're going to head out to the main menu. So we'll have to pause it and skip the... Oh, no, wait, I can't do that because we can't get to the main menu. I'll have to like quit the game to stop it there. So before we leave and then go find somebody fun to raid, specifically what I liked about it, what I'm enjoying about this storyline, what is connecting with me more than in the first game, which again, I really want to stress, I also really enjoyed the storyline in the first game. I liked how adventurous it was. Like, it was a big story. It was a story about a small-time detective who used to be a big shot lawyer, at least, well, like, briefly had the capacity to be a big shot lawyer, who found himself wrapped up in a very, very high-stakes game, including billions of dollars worth of money in land and research grants and all this stuff. And it took a while for it to come all around, but when it did, it was a really interesting conspiracy yarn, and I liked it. The difference here is that, like, in the first game, it was billionaires playing billionaire, and, you know, stakes of money that were so high and so much power that the average person can never even conceive of, the types of things that actually do happen in real life but still feel remarkably abstract. Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard for $68.5 billion, and looking at that and saying, like, well, what does that mean for games and like the game slate and the relationship between Xbox and PlayStation and what exclusives are going to be? But like in actual terms, it is a flabbergasting amount of money. Like, the GDP of some small nations is changing hands between these two international corporations in order to say who gets to own the intellectual property rights to, like, Call of Duty. Like, it happens in the real world. What also happens in the real world, though, is bullying. And people who are powerless and underrepresented and falling through the cracks, as people like to say, which I it's just such a weird passive turn for like kids that are unseen and unhelped and viewed as an easy target and are targeted and are driven to sometimes drastic and irreversible decisions like attempting or successfully committing suicide. And I care a lot more about what this game is about than I do about billionaire land deals. The first game was interesting. The second game here is personal. It really takes the Judgment tone, the Judgment scheme, the idea of it down to street level, and it puts Yagami face to face with the people who have suffered and lost at the hands of these bullies, and it shows it on tape, and it makes you, if not sympathize with, well, I guess it does make you sympathize with what Kawana is doing. The how he's doing it and the when he's doing it are things that make his quest a lot more difficult to get behind. I don't support what he's doing. I absolutely understand why he's doing it, why he was driven to do this, why the people that ally with him willingly, the parents of those who have lost, like the parents of the children who are no longer with them, choose to go along with it. And when they don't go along with it, don't call the police. We will not do what you want, but we're not going to stop you from offering that to others. I get it. And that's what makes this story more interesting. I'm not sure that I've 100% worked out if there's a villain, like the bad guy. I know who the antagonists are. I'm not sure that we have a Dr. Evil here. I don't think we have a Skeletor who's just like evil for evil's sake. I just want to watch the world burn. It's possible Soma falls into that category. He certainly seems completely amoral. He just seems generally disinterested in the well-being of anybody. And as far as we know, and we don't know everything, but he killed Sawa Sensei because it was convenient and because, as he put it, she knew too much. She was being successfully intimidated into keeping her mouth shut, and Soma still apparently decided at one point, it's not enough, and I'm going to drive this ice pick into the back of her skull. He's the closest that we have to a completely non-sympathetic villain, because everybody else either doesn't know what's going on or has an understandable, rational reason for what they're doing, which is different from me saying that they're right. I only understand why they think they're right. And that makes for a really interesting story. I just wanted to sort of highlight that as we're rounding into now probably the last 20% of Judgment. This was episode 16. It would be a little surprising to me if we weren't done by episode 20. Just because of where we are in the story, the number of chapters that are likely to be in the game. When we come back for our next episode, for episode 17, there will undoubtedly be some main story beats, depending on what they are exactly. We might turn our eye back to school stories and be pursuing that. Or if the nature of the plot doesn't really allow for it, if we don't have any, hey, Yagami, go wander the streets for a while, we'll get in touch when we're ready for you. If we don't have any moments like that, it might be more straight up story content. So tune in for us then. Our next stream will be tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow morning. I'm not sure, because I really do like to catch Salamander whenever I can. Mia will be live at noon. Tomorrow is a Sunday. So it'll be some combination of watching Salamander, possibly streaming, and then watching Mia, but we'll have to see how it all goes. And then I would also say that regardless of whether or not we stream on Sunday, we'll definitely be back Monday. You know, let's pencil that in. Let's ink that, in fact, to say that on Monday we'll be in and probably streaming right up until we play Kyber Shards. So Fox McCloud is saying, GG, I'm not going to accept your offer, but I'm not telling you not to do it. Yeah, very much. And I'll also say that it was sort of like I had it in the back of my head that Yagami and Kawana were like, not mirror. What I'm saying is that I didn't have it as sharply defined in my mind until what I think it was Fox McCloud said that, or maybe it was Ruination Ronin, that they are, that they should have been brothers. Like they're so clearly related. And I think that that's maybe why they borderline can't stand each other and never have been able to. Like, Kawana couldn't even realistically pretend to like Yagami to get into his good graces. They just are like oil and water, and I think that's because they're so similar and they recognize that about each other. So that was an interesting observation that helped to crystallize in my mind. Yeah, if you consider their backstories, if you consider their views on justice and the personal responsibility to set things right, it's just that the mechanisms that they've chosen to do it are exactly the opposite. It's easy to see either of them in the shoes of the other if things had just gone a little bit differently. And that's cool. So let's, you know what? I'll probably have to leave it on this screen. We'll raid out, and then all I would do off stream is just save it and then get out to the main menu before it does the Genda Law recap of what's happened so far. The brothers comment wasn't me. Let me just make sure that we get proper accreditation to that. It might have been Circular 7 also. Yep, it was Circular 7. All right, just had to scroll up a little bit. Okay, let's go find somebody fun to raid. Thank you guys so much for joining me for episode 16 of Lost Judgment, and we will see you as early as tomorrow or maybe Monday for our next episode. Until next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.